All right, everyone, and welcome back to the 2016 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts here at the Mayflower Curling Club in the beautiful Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're in draw 3 of the women's action. It's already flying by so fast. We've already played 2 round-robin games here on Bell Line to TV1, and over here on sheet number 4, you're going to be watching Emily Dwyer, who will be shooting the blue stones right there, going against Jill Brothers. So we're seeing Emily Dwyer coming in with a 1-1 record. We'll introduce her team in just a second, but we'll have a good look right now at Jill Brothers' lead, Teri Udle, and I'm joined on the mic with the first timer here, Mr. Graham Harris. I'm feeling he's going to be an absolute natural. How you doing, Graham?
Great, Martin. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Now, I'm going to use this opportunity right here to introduce this Jill Brothers team. You have Teri Udle at lead. Who is she joined by?
She's joined by Bliss, Joyce at second stone. Mate is Sarah Murphy, and of course Jill Brothers at skip. Their fifth player is Jennifer Brine.
All right, this team is a 2-0 record so far this tournament, defeating Pinckney 10-3, and then defeating Christy Gamble this morning 8-4. So they're 2-0 record, one of the top teams people are looking out for here in the Scottish Tournament of Hearts. But they're in tough against this Emily Dwyer team, who's at 1-1. Who's on that Dwyer team?
Emily Dwyer's playing skip, of course. Mate is Katrina Bowers. Second stone, Mackenzie Proctor. And lead, Laura Power.
All right, so and they are coming in. They defeated Teresa Brine, who's the #1 player in Nova Scotia in the CTRS points, 7-4 yesterday. And they had a very tough game this morning. Was back and forth against Colleen Jones, and it came down the final shot where Colleen made it to sit 2 and win the game. So this Dwyer team, a very young and upcoming team, this is going to be a really exciting one, Graham.
For sure. The Dwyer team, although they're young, any team that qualified to get to this point, I think is got the quality to go out there and be a contender. So we look for big things in this spiel and years to come from this team.
Definitely, and Jill Brothers, they're no stranger to be put in this position, I wouldn't think, Graham.
Not at all. Jill, of course, came up through the junior ranks as long as with her teammates. They've gone out and there's been some marriages, there's been some babies, but that's all settled down. Now they're back at the game, and they're an exciting team to watch.
And we're seeing the second Mackenzie Proctor draw in with her first of 2 stones. I don't see it right over on the 4-foot. Yep.
Yeah, Mackenzie put that right on the 4-foot, right on the tee line. Great shot.
Yeah, we're going to see right away. We're going to see in this first end, usually see the hitting and clearing away. Why do we normally see this in the first end?
Well, both teams are feeling each other out there. Want to play it wide open. They don't want to have too many rocks in play at the end and any big end scored. They just want to see what the ice is like and see what the other team, how they're playing.
So just peel out the blue stone right there coming in from Joyce, and this is going to leave an opportunity coming in here for Team Dwyer to figure out that drawway a little more and get another opportunity, because figuring out the drawway is probably one of the most important things, I would think.
No question. There'll be timing to see what the actual time is, how fast the ice is. Being the first end, they'll need to adjust their weight control, and this is the end to do it.
So both teams are coming in, trying to take this one as far as they can. We'll come up a little bit lighter than get in the house, but this is going to leave an opportunity here before, because they're light, they have another guard here, so Jill Brothers is going to look to her team to try and draw in here. So she has that guard over on the far left side, and it's going to be up to Joyce here to try and get it around. And we've seen a lot of curl so far here on this ice, as this one
appears to be a little bit light.
Yep.
It's curling. They're just going to let it come to rest, and
yeah, when it's really light, it makes just all the difference there on these types of shots, especially when you're trying to get it just nearly by the guard. Being a little bit light, it will over curl.
No question. The ice looks great. I understand that it's been great all for the first few draws, and there's lots of curl, and that's what we need, championship ice for these two championships.
Well, they brought in the championship ice and championship rocks here. It's completely different than usual, what you usually see here at the Mayflower Curling Club.
No question, and as a member of this club, it's great to see the curl out there.
So we're going to have a good look here. Katrina Bowers with her first stone, trying to see if she can draw in around her own blue guard. Hard on the sweep here. Kennedy and Proctor, they did an amazing job this morning on the brush, and they're trying to do so again. But this time it's going to bump off their guard, and where's it going to end up? And it looks like both of them will just hang outside the rings. Jill's going to take a look at that one, see if it's in. It's hard to tell, but Jill's going to probably just remove one of these blue stones, I would think, Graham.
Yeah, Jill will try to keep the 4 foot open, and it's time to get rid of that blue rock.
So here comes her mate, that's Sarah Murphy. Gonna try and go after that blue stone just on top of the house. Easy clean, she's gonna hit one. Will she get the roll for the second? She bumps off the second one very nicely from Murphy, and that will knock that blue stone out of play. So very nice throw there, very controlled weight.
And it sets her up. She's got now 2 corners that she can go around.
But what would be the issue here? Let's say if Dwyer right here looks at Bowers, if they bury theirs on this draw, do you think that Team Brothers would just follow that down with a draw of their own?
Well, they can, depending upon where the rock ends up. She might look at taking the front 2 stones off again to keep the front open.
Just an easy clean right now. They're wanting this one to curl a lot more. It's got to get over the center line at least. Now it's starting to break, and it might be a little bit too late. So maybe a bit outside on that one and a little bit light. So that's another guard there that Joe Brothers can use. So she can be setting up for a 2-pointer end on this first end.
No question. She's coming. She's signaled that she wants to come right around, and she's going to start to look at putting more than one on the scoreboard this end.
All right, and keep in mind that we have 3 other games going on here on this draw number 3. All 8 teams, of course, are in action. There are no buys here in the tournament. So if you want to tune in what's happening over on sheet 3, you can. You see McAvoy going against Arsenault, and you'll be joined in over there. So just click over at sheet 3 or put in both games and listen to us, right?
Yeah.
Over at sheet 2, you're going to see Teresa Brine going against Christy Gamble, and then on ice number 5, it'll be Colleen Jones against Colleen Pinkney. So you can tune into these 2 matches and keep up to date on all the matches over at nscurls.com. And get to know the up-to-date scoreboard there. And that draw coming in from Murphy, again, not curling completely there and coming in just not buried.
Not buried.
And the question is right now, they're taking a look at it in the hack. Are they able to get onto the outside and roll over to the outside of the rings?
Yeah, I think that the rock is completely open.
So it's going to be the skip here. Emily Dwyer, who made a ton of great shots this morning. It's very comfortable on the draw weight. Didn't have to do too many takeouts, though, so we'll have to see on this one here. She's going to be tested here early.
With the ice that you're staking, it looks like, should be looking at somewhere around board weight to get that and then roll behind the corner.
All right, so we'll have to wait and see. How much curl does this ice have, too? So it looks like you might have got this one correct. It looks like it's about board weight here. Gotta wait for this one to curl.
Seems to be running pretty straight, but once it gets to that center line, it's going to really break hard.
Yeah, and there it goes. It's starting to really break. You called it, Graham. And they're trying to take this one as far, get the roll over, and not as much of a roll there than they would have liked. But once it got to the center line, they knew they had to jump on that, or else they'd lose it.
Exactly, but that's what happens when you're throwing board weight, and it gets close to that center line. With the curl that's there, it really takes off.
So we're going to have an opportunity here to see the skip as Jill Brothers come down the ice and shoot her first of 2 stones. They do have hammer here in this end. And she's going to look for a hit, maybe a flop over if she can, onto that blue stone inside the house.
She'll certainly be hoping to chip that one out and roll over behind the guard.
Hard on the sweep.
Again.
Joyce and Udle getting right onto the nose, though, as does Brothers. Did you notice anything on that shot?
Well, I just noticed that as soon as it got to that center line, it took the big snap. So I'm sure that they're reading the ice and making some mental notes that they're either going to up their weight or take a little more ice.
So as you're seeing right now, just making a little bit of adjustments. So trying to see the last ice this time. So they want to get and roll over. It looks like over onto the left side once they hit that yellow stone.
Well, that's right. And then she's buried, and then it forces the Brothers team to actually, draw
for a single. Yeah.
Draw for a single, which is, it's like chess on ice.
That's the term I always use when I'm talking to my American friends, and they say, "All right, I've never really watched curling. How would you describe it?" And I say, "Chess on ice, but the pieces don't go exactly where you want it to go."
That's a good description.
So final stone for Dwyer in this first end. Teams do play 10 ends here at the Scotties, so plenty of time happening here. They're waiting for this one to curl. This one ran very straight.
Yeah, very straight. She's going to get it, but she's going to roll out with it.
Yeah, it's going to be a hit and roll out, and I don't think any stone is in there, so Jill's just probably going to throw this one through, and we'll have a blank end to start this action here on sheet number 4.
Exactly. So both teams have now, they've got an end under their belts, so to speak, and they know how the ice is curling. There's no score on the scoreboard, so we'll see which team gets a little aggressive first and
makes that first move.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Jill will just throw this one in through, ensure the blank. Wanting to keep that hammer, knowing it's always much better to pick up 2 with hammer than just a single.
And you notice that she didn't overthrow the weight. She picked a piece of the ice that she wanted to see how it curled, and she actually studied the rock all the way down. So it's always about making sure that you know what the ice is doing on all different areas of the ice.
All right, so after the first end here at the 2016 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Arts, it is no score between Emily Dwyer and Joe Brothers, both of them coming here from the local Mayflower Curling Club. So I would think, Graham, these two teams probably know this ice probably better than some of the other teams, you would think.
Well, I think they've got a little bit of an advantage, although we did have brought in a championship ice maker to do up the ice for these championships. So they're used to the club. They know the club. I think that gives them a little bit of an advantage.
So here comes Laura Kennedy with her first. And you could tell how much curl, because that rock right there looks so far outside. And it will probably come in and around. This one looks like it's going to come into the ring. So not the usual center guard being played. They're going to draw this one in and attack early.
Exactly.
And Jill not even going to put in a corner guard. Just going to attack that blue rock in the house. She's just going to hit and roll over to the outside of the rings.
Yep. It appears that she just wants to keep control of the house.
So you could probably say both these two teams are very aggressive. They don't like many rocks in play, and they want to keep the middle open so far.
It's only early, and they it's 10 ends, so they certainly want to keep it close.
So instead of just get rolling over, it's going to hit and roll out. It over curled on that one. They want to hit that one over on the left side, and that curled all the way over to the other side of the rock.
Yeah, there's lots of curl on that side of the ice.
So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see if they will make the adjustment as we progress here. So Kenny's going to draw in again with her second.
You can see the rock really breaking towards the center line. So lots of curl.
But this Dwyer team, especially Kenny right now, she's got that weight down pat. That's some great weight being thrown in here.
No
Two great throws. So we'll look to Udle here to try and see if she can hit and roll out this time. And you're starting to see that a little bit more, I feel, at the game. You're starting to see the leads throw a little bit more takeouts than they used to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, with the 4-rock rule, it's a different game. And
how have you seen that change the game with adding the rule?
I think it's made it much more exciting. It's curling's now a TV. It plays to the television audience very well, and 4-rock rule has really grown the TV audience. Because there's a lot of armchair curlers out there that have never curled, but they love to watch the game, and I think the 4-rock rule's really been an asset to winning that support of armchair curlers.
And really in giving more opportunities for Russ Howard to bring out the magic marker.
Exactly.
Draw. This is exactly where I want to go.
You have to remember on championship ice, these teams that are playing at a professional level are, they're probably they're used to the best ice conditions in the world, and they can do anything with rock. They can make rocks dance on really great ice. So it's all about the ice that you're playing on. That's for sure.
Definitely is. So interesting right here. So Jill right away called for a corner guard, and then her team kind of said no, we're gonna go for the hit and roll. And I agree with the teammates right here. You're committed to a game plan here. You're committed to do the hitting game here. You gotta kind of follow through with it, right, Graham?
Oh, no question. It's a team. Not one person is controlling the way that they play the game. They're all, everyone's taking part in the decision-making process, and you see that in teams. And teams that communicate well will go a long way for sure.
So just a straight nose hit there, and this one coming in from Proctor's gonna have to curl a little bit, but it looks like it's just gonna catch the edge, and it'll roll in over to the outside, and that's going to be a very nice shot, and that's, I think, will finally convince Jill to finally play a corner guard. She's going to change it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you got to wait. It's always interesting when both teams go back and forth. Who's going to be the first to make a move? And Brothers has hammer here, so.
Exactly, and, she wants to score more than 1 point. She wants to get at least a deuce. So she's got to set up the corner to set up the end.
So Joyce coming in to set up that corner guard. No indication yet from the sweepers. Just waiting for this one to curl. The weight seems all right. It's all there. And that's always fun when you're a sweeper. When the person throwing it throws it perfectly and you didn't have to do anything.
Exactly. You have to be ready to, if it catches a hair or whatever, you got to be ready to adjust to that. But it gives them a breathing space when they don't have to sweep. That's for sure.
And that's what tells you how great this ice has been. You haven't seen too many of those picks that you normally see during those club ices.
The last round of the last draw with the men's, one team had 3 picks in a row, and which was unfortunate. I don't know if it was a bad broom or gripper or whatever, but there were some.
You can't say it's all absolutely perfect. No ice is absolutely perfect, and that's curling for you, though.
That's that for sure.
So just a clear way of the guard there for Team Dwyer, and right away, Brothers is going to look to replace that one over on the left side. And usually you see, Graham, I feel like in these games when they go back and forth and then they try to blank the end and they hit the nose on the funnel stone instead of going out.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It's a pretty precise game if you're coming down to try to blank the end. With ice that's curling, you could have strong sweepers or you nose them.
No, it's the ongoing joke I was talking with Marty Gavin about, saying if you ask for a nose hit, they're gonna peel, and if you ask for a peel, they'll nose.
Exactly.
You always want to ask for the opposite.
Exactly.
So another peel away of the high guard, and it'll probably be about sooner or later that Jill will just forfeit this plan and go right back out to removing that blue stone on the outside of the rings.
Again, she'll want to...
Oh, this one's going to roll, and it might hit their other blue stone, and so it will, and it's going to hang around. So we got 2 blue stones over on the outside of the ring, so Jill's going to have to change her game plan and try to remove both these 2 blues.
Yeah, and she'll look to have her team throw the double, get rid of both of them, and maybe stay in the house.
So it's going to be Sarah Murphy with the task to remove both the blue stones. Both sweepers are jumping on this one right off the bat. Hard on the sweep the entire way, and they're just going to hit the nose. Almost got the second one. That missed narrowly there.
You know, she almost made that. She is shot stone, which will force the Dwyer team to put the broom down to take this one out.
So if you're Team Dwyer, are you just going to hit this one right on the nose, or would you try to hit it and maybe get away from your other blue stone?
Well, you'd like to get away and move it over, but you don't want to hit your own stone back on to the other blue stone. So
got to make sure you avoid that jam.
Exactly.
So nose hit, just get the yellow stone away. Most importantly.
Most importantly, leave a double or a draw for Jill to close the end out.
So first of 2 stones for the Skips, and it's going to be Emily Dwyer. Just an easy clean right now. Now they're going to just an easy clean still. And this one's just going to catch the outside, and it's going to roll out. And that's not the type of result they were looking for on that one.
No, they wanted to hit it with the nose, so force Jill to have 2 counters in there to shoot at. So, but Jill's now going to remove this stone and go back to the game plan of blanking the end. And moving on to the third end, still in control of the game.
So I think in this case, if you're Jill Brothers, would you want to keep your stone around on this case? Because maybe if, let's say, Dwyer misses their next shot, you can somehow draw for 2.
Well, that's correct. There's no question she wants to nose this, stay around, and then force. It's again go back to the chess game. Force the Dwyer team to take it out, and you never know. We have seen misses in curling before.
We have, and I've already witnessed some few times here in the Scotties so far, so anything is possible here, though. And with 2 very strong teams, those little mistakes that's gonna be the difference.
Sure.
Between these 2 teams. So it is a hit right on the nose. No problem there for Brothers, and Dwyer's gonna look to do exactly the same. And that's what I feel, that's what's going to be the difference between these 2 teams. It looks like neither of these 2 teams want to have many rocks in play early.
That's right. Usually in game curling, the team that makes the fewest mistakes wins. So that's what it's all about.
Emily Dwyer with her final stone in the second end. Just wanting to switch up the ice a little bit, take a little bit less ice.
Ideally, she would like to hit a half stone, roll towards the center, put the pressure on Jill to have to make another hit and roll out.
So by hitting this roll in the middle, it would allow more space for it to
Exactly.
roll? Okay. This one's going to have to come over a little bit, but it's just going to go right on the nose, and is it touching? Ooh, we're going to have to take a look at that. I think that's touching. What do you say, Graham?
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it looks like they think it's in, so they're going to have to go after this one. And
they're not going to take a chance.
And this one, that's a tough one. That's a very tough one.
That's right. By hitting nose, they can stay off the sheet and blank. Hitting half a stone, again, she's not going to be board weight. She's going to throw control hit weight, which should be enough to, if she hits half a stone, to roll out.
So final shot in this second end here between Dwyer and Brothers. Brothers trying to look for another blank here in 2. An easy clean right now. And now they're jumping on it. That's always a good thing. Hard on the line here. They're going to hit it, and they'll stay outside. So it's going to be a blank here in 2.
Still keeps control.
Yep, that is true. So Jill Brothers will resume the control of the hammer here. So after 2 ends, it's no score here at the 2016 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts here at the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And if you are in the Halifax area and want to come out to the event, Graham, how are you able to do it?
Well, the Mayflower Curling Club's on Monaghan Drive in Halifax. There is an admission at the door, $5 a draw, or you can get a day pass or even an event pass. But if you got some time in your hands and you want to watch some great curling, there's no question.
$5 for some great action, seeing some of the top players in the country.
No question. It's a really good buy, and you won't see any better curling in Nova Scotia.
Really, and I'm coming from Toronto. That doesn't even afford me parking.
Exactly.
So I will take that any day. So just an early draw coming in, and Kennedy, she's had us that weight down perfectly. Unbelievable so far this game.
She's putting on right on the tee line, and exactly what her skipper's ordered.
Yeah, because you always want to keep this up. Why do you always want to keep it above the tee line? Because sometimes what will happen, the lead will overthrow and it'll go in behind the tee. What happens then?
Well, most of your scoring is done above the tee line. And the other thing is the other team can freeze you if you're behind the tee line, and that can mean multiple points in an end. So above the tee line is where you want to be.
So a hit there from Udle, and it's going to go all the way out to the corner, and that's going to hang around in the back 12. And we're going to see what strategy these two teams are going to go with, and it's going to be, it looks like we're going right back to what we've had the first 2 ends, Graham.
No question. She just, again, Team Dwyer does not want to see too many rocks in the house, especially without the hammer, and so they're just going to keep it clean, try to hit this on the nose and stay in the house.
Yeah, this one looks like it's just going to catch a little bit and roll back in towards the middle. Jill's going to try and take this one as far as she can, and it's going to go all the way to the back 12. And she's going to do what she did last time. She's going to ignore that stone and try to set up a corner guard.
Yeah, what she would like to do is get that corner set up. So, again, she's looking at multiple points. She wants more than 1 point.
Right now, though, Team Dwyer is just not letting that happen, though. Every guard that's being placed up, Team Dwyer's just removed them. So just waiting for a little bit more curl on this one. The weight seems all right. No problems right there. And this one's going to be a very nice guard. A little bit of a tighter one, but it still does its job.
It does. They probably wanted it out a little bit farther. They didn't want it that tight. Now Team Dwyer can come in and hit that, and they can actually roll onto the house because it's so tight.
Yep. We'll see what the amount of weight that Proctor is going to throw at this one. Easy clean right now. If they want that roll, they need a little bit more curl. Now it's starting to go. Yep. Looking for that rollover. And now it's going to be beautifully set right there, coming in from Mackenzie Proctor. And you called that one right there. They're looking for that roll, and they got it very nicely positioned.
So now they're controlling the house. Although they don't have last rock, now Jill's got to make a play on that front stone.
So that's going to change Joe Brothers' team's objective here. It looks like they're going to have to start attacking the blue stones. And Joe's taking a look at here. Maybe there's a possibility of getting both on this case. He's getting one and just very wide. Close. Yeah, just wide of the second one. And that roll is going to go all the way out to the far corner. So again, they're going to try and hit and keep it towards the middle. And it looks like Brothers was going to try and keep the middle open. So explain to me, why does the team with Hammer always want to keep the middle open?
Well, when you have the last rock and you want to score, especially if the other team has more than 1 point counting, you want to be able to get to that button, and that's why they want to keep that 4 foot open.
Easy clean here.
This rock doesn't seem to be curling.
No, and it does its job, though. It hits the nose, but I don't think it's in the rings.
No.
So Josie's going to take a look at that, and if it's not in the rings, she's going to probably set up maybe a draw or another guard.
She's going for another corner.
Another corner, yep.
Again, trying to set up to score multiple points.
Her goals right now is hoping, pretty much the strategy I would say is she's hoping for a miss.
That's right.
And those are very hard to come by here at this level.
So far, there hasn't been very many misses.
No, there has not. And now they're going to go for that corner guard. It's an easy cleaner right now. The sweepers are going to try and take this kind of almost exactly where Jill had her broom to start out. Good throw there. So now Dwyer's taking a look at here. It looks like she's going to ignore the guards for once and realizing, you know what, we're going to draw a second one in. Let's see if we can force to one in this end.
That's exactly what she wants to do. You know, the other shot that she could have tried to come around the corner. But she's just trying to keep it clean.
From what we saw with Team Dwyer, they don't take too many risks. They like to keep it simple and take the shots that are available to them.
No question. You know, wait for the game to unfold. And this one seems to be a little bit light.
Yeah, this one does seem light. Proctor and Kennedy, though, they're very strong sweepers, trying to take this one as far as they can.
They're really sweeping this hard.
Are they able to make it? And if they can, wow. They did a great job.
Yeah, they did a great job. I didn't think at the hog line that they had a chance to get into the house.
No, they took that one very nicely. Just goes over in the top 12. Unbelievable job, Kennedy and Proctor. And you just got to think, how are they constantly able to keep that up? So right away, Murphy's going to go after that blue stone that was just thrown. Hope to get a rollover and get him behind their guard. Really hard, though.
This one's curling right up to the nose.
Yep, so just a nose hit here. So this one, if you hit it on the nose, you're outside, so they're going to have to hit and roll as well.
And that's what she's indicated. She'd like to half a stone and roll in behind the brothers' corner.
So usually you'd go from the outside in. This time they're going from the inside out here, probably because they want to avoid that jam on the back.
No question. Sometimes your teammates have throw a better handle one way than the other, and this one's really curling.
They gotta hold this one.
It's going to be nose.
Yeah, right on the nose, and that one looks like it's just outside as well.
Exactly.
So now is this the time you're going to draw in behind the guard?
No question. That's why she put it up there. She wants to go in, and she's not going to look at that one in the back of the house because that's a shot for later.
There comes Murphy at the draw. Remember, keep an eye, though, that you can always join in on the conversation. Let us know where you're watching the game from, who you're cheering for, and your thoughts on the game over with the hashtag NSCurls on Twitter, and we'll keep an eye out for it and try to keep up with all the exciting Twitter action that's going in for this match as we're seeing this draw coming in around, trying to see how far can they carry this one. Can they bury it?
So they've got the stone half buried.
Half of it's buried. It's a little bit difficult, and it shows that they can't really get over to the inside of the rock.
Again, and now I think that Team Dwyer is going to throw control weight, try to get half a stone on the yellow, and roll towards the center.
It looks like we might actually get some points this end, though, Graham. We could, maybe.
Yeah, it's got the makings of some points.
So Dwyer just taking her time. Both of these two teams have been very quick on the clock so far, so there's no need to rush on their shots. And this one's going to have to curl a ton, though. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah, this one's not curling up.
Is it going to curl enough? I don't know if it will.
I think it's just going to touch it.
Just a tiny tick and not enough. And I feel like that one was just too much weight on that one there, Graham.
A combination of too much weight or too much ice, one or the other. She didn't overthrow it, so possibly too much ice.
But this is good. Now open it up for Jill Brothers to draw in and add a second one and sit two and put the pressure right back on Emily Dwyer for her final shot.
Yeah, so the whole setup with that corner and getting a miss, now we're going to see multiple points.
And we're saying that we've been saying this so far this entire game, so it's going to be that little mistake that will make the difference.
Yeah, and I think we saw it, and here we go.
So there's Jill's confirmation right there, making sure we are shot. That's always the first question right there. Why are we doing this? Oh, we're shot. Okay, yes. We're okay.
Again, communicating with their teammates so they know what's happening in the house. Very important.
So first of two stones for Jill Brothers here in the third end. No score so far if you're just tuning in. Both sweepers are jumping on this one, though.
I think they might be jumping on weight. Weight looks great here as it crosses the center line.
I think they're just anticipating that curl and wanting to jump on it early.
It looks perfect. She's going to be buried behind.
So she gets it buried now. Where's it going to finish? And that sits in very nicely over on the far side. And
she's actually come out on the other side of the corner.
Yeah, she has come out a little bit on the outside. Now, trying to see, is there a possibility of using that blue stone you see on the bottom left of your screen? You think there's an opportunity, or just go for a straight hit on that yellow stone? What are you thinking here?
The way the yellows are Christmas tree, it's a gamble to do this. I think in most cases, the draw, just follow her down with the draw and try to freeze to her to force.
Oh, so you would draw right into that those yellow stones. That could be a good call. And
yeah, I think she's looking at the takeout.
She's looking at the takeout, but there's not much of a port there, though, to be able to get to those two, to most importantly the shot stone. And now they're taking a look at that run back I was telling you.
Yeah, that's an option.
But again, that one you'd have to hit on almost perfectly to be able to.
Well, a nose hit with good weight, you're going to take two of those rocks off. So it's worth the gamble.
And really, if the second shot stone, if it hits off the shot stone, it might bounce off it just a little bit enough for it not to be behind that blue stone over on the top of your screen. So I can understand that. So it looks like they are going to go with that run back. They like the angles. We like the angles. So I'm not sure if that tells you too much, though.
So she's playing a run back on her blue to try to eliminate both yellows.
Hard on this one. We're almost right out of the hand. Where does everything go? One. Just missed the second one. Barely. It just ticked that one.
That's right. Now Jill has her chance to just drive into the 8 foot for a 2 point.
There's the 2 points, but how close was that one, Graham? What
Very
did that
close.
one? What did that one really need? Did it overcurl?
Just overcurl by a couple inches, and she would have had a nice shot.
Unfortunate, but Dwyer's did go for it, and Dwyer did go for it, and she couldn't do it this time, and that's going to leave Brothers with that opportunity to get two here. And with these two very strong teams here, the deuce is not going to be easy to pick up, I feel, throughout this entire game.
Well, now it's going to change the game plan on Team Dwyer for sure. They're going to have to play a little more aggressive with last rock and next end, and that's what the game's all about is getting aggressive and
adapting
and hoping for
some luck
and maybe a miss from the other team.
So an easy draw in there, no problems coming in from Jill over onto the top four. touching the pin. Look at that one. Beautiful, right on the pin. So there she is able to pick up her deuce. So after 3 ends, actually, in the 2016 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts, it is Joe Brothers leading Emily Dwyer 2-0 here on sheet number 4 of the beautiful here at the beautiful Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And taking a look on the other sheets, what do we got going on over there, Graham, as we're going to get things going here on the 4th end?
I see Teresa Brine is playing Christy Gamble. Teresa's up 3-0 after playing the 3rd end. Marianne Arsenal is playing McAvoy. She's ahead 2-1 playing the 3rd. And Colleen Jones playing Colleen Pinckney. It's 1-1 playing the... I don't think they've marked the last end.
No, I don't think they didn't. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
If not, go to nscurls.com and you'll be able to keep up to date on the scoreline. As we'll get things going on here in this 4th end. Reminder, teams will be playing 10 ends here at the Scotties, so plenty of time, plenty of scoring to happen still in this game, as Udle will just come in with a very nice draw. And we'll see what the game plan is. Are they going to use the free guard zone? No, they're not. They're just going to start the hitting game right away with Team Dwyer.
Yeah, that's a surprise. I would have thought that she would get a little more aggressive right now and put the corner up. Again, she wants to score a deuce to even this game, and but we'll see. I'm sure she will. This is only the first.
Yeah, this one's hanging outside. It's got to come in a little bit, but it's starting to do so. And like we've been saying, once it gets over to that hog line, it really starts to cut in. And Team Dwyer seems to understand that takeout ice very well, and gets a nice roll over there from Kennedy. And she's been shooting almost perfectly, if not perfectly.
Exactly.
So a straight hitting game here. So you're saying though, you're very surprised that they're not sending up the guards and trying to attack here. They seem like they're just going to continue the way they've been playing.
Yeah, I think when you're down 2 points and you've got the hammer, corners being set up would be the protocol. But maybe she's not feeling comfortable to get aggressive this early.
She probably has a strategy. So I don't know. So interesting. Now they're going to set up the corner guard. So I'm a little confused on that. Why they didn't do it the first shot, but now they're going to do it this time. Maybe it was because the stone was in the middle rather on the outside.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, position in the house means a lot, but now she's going to set something up and be a little more aggressive.
No problems right there once again, and the corner guard's going to be placed. And this one's going to come in, and they're going to choose actually to take this one in once they realize they'd rather not have it too tight. Because that one maybe would have been a tight one, but it comes all the way to 12.
Yeah,
and
it was a little deep,
yeah.
And that's why they continued to sweep it, try to get shot out of it. It makes Jill have to throw at it.
Looks to be right on it, right on the nose, no jam. Beautiful shot there coming in from Team Brothers, and now they're sitting 2, so Dyer's going to have to switch the game plan, and looks like she's going to have to chase after those 2 yellow stones. And usually what happens when the other team's sitting 2 and this continues back and forth, you're forced to 1 with hammer usually.
Yeah, it's surprising. I would have thought a corner on the opposite side. Something to get something started. The 2 yellow stones are, in the 12-foot.
Just an easy clean right now. And this one has a possibility of getting more than 1, but no, I was incorrect. And it just curled there at the end, and we'll just hit and stay outside the rings. So Brothers going to try and, looks like they're going to split the rings, have it on completely opposite sides.
Exactly.
This one's going to come in right into the middle. Would you have preferred it more on the outside, or is in the middle all right?
No, you're taking the game to them. So it's forcing the other team to try to keep that center open. They're going to have to make a play on the stone. So what they'll try to do is come down with hit half of the yellow on the 4-foot and roll over towards the other yellow.
Just an easy clean, and this one's going to go right on the nose. And we're going to start seeing that hitting game until someone will be able to pull off the roll.
Exactly.
It's not the craziest of game so far. Not many rocks in play, and both these two teams have been very attacking so far, doing the takeouts. This one looks like it's going to get that roll. And it's going to go nicely rolled all the way over, and just in behind their other Yellowstone, still touching the corner, and that goes right in behind that blue stone on the side. So would you have to run this blue stone back?
Again, I think you've got last rock. A lot of people might throw the corner up. Again, the two yellows are on the 12-foot. She's got Team Dwyer's got last rock, and it's wide open. So she seems to be worried about the number of Yellowstones in the house.
Waiting on this one, no indication yet. And this one looks like it's going to hit right onto the nose. Will it get any of the yellows? It's going to get one. It'll get two. And it'll still hang, is it? Yep. And that final spin at the end, I like to call it a little spinorama there, and that didn't help out Team Dwyer there, as that one could have been biting that back 12.
Exactly. So that kind of got them out of a hole. Now there's nothing in the house.
And could we be on the verge of another blank here, Graham?
Could be.
Seems like we've had a lot. And funny thing, before this draw here, I didn't have one blank end so far in this tournament.
Really?
And then we've already had two. So this one will come in, sit almost right onto the top four. And we'll actually get a piece of the button there, yep.
So Emily now wants her teammate to hit 3/4 of the stone with a roll over behind the corner.
So it'll be Katrina Bowers coming in. This one's hanging out a little bit. They want this one just to come in a little more. Now it's starting to come in. Whoa. And they're going to get this one, and let's see where the roll will take them. And it's trying to take this one as far out as they can, but it's just going to go over to the 8-foot.
That was a really good effort. They were a little late on the sweeping. They could have swept it, kept it a little bit straighter. They would have got it right over behind the corner.
So already up to skip stones here. It seems to just be flying by. The other games are just almost pretty much just starting their ends, and we're almost close to finishing up just because of the way these two teams have been playing. They haven't really had to use any of that thinking time to strategize really so far. It's been pretty much straightforward.
They're both high caliber teams, and they came to curl today, and they're wasting no time, and they're fitting into the groove very well. And
reality is how to describe this game so far. One mistake, and that one mistake put up 2 points.
Exactly.
And that's really been the difference so far. And this one is hanging a little bit outside. They're waiting for this one to come in again. And you can tell, it looks like from when it gets to about halfway down the ice, it doesn't even look like it has a chance of hitting that rock, and it starts to come in, but they will roll out. So they're going to try and draw in and Brown.
Yeah, it does take that big curl as it gets curling towards the center line. So Emily's going to try now to curl down into the 8-foot. She wants to be above the tee line.
Yep, that's very important. And keep in mind, there is that yellow stone, even though it's kind of out there in the back right. It could be useful at some point.
Exactly, and that's why she's coming to this side of that sheet.
She wants to get this as far out to the corner as possible. And that's a good stone being thrown. Looks like they want to get this one right over and just in behind that tee you were mentioning. So is it going to be a hit here? It looks like they're going for a hit, but from what you've been saying, you like drawing up on this circumstance.
Well, when you're up 2 points and you don't have the hammer, she's going to come down and just hit that rock, that blue rock. Probably try to hit and go towards the center, which will make a tough shot for Emily to blank it.
So we'll have to wait and see here with Jill Brothers trying to see if she can force Team Dwyer to a single point. Whoa, right now. This one has a lot of weight to it. It's going to start to cut in. Looks like it's going to catch an edge, and where's this one going to go? Is it enough? And it's just enough. Oh, man, I wasn't sure. I knew it was going to catch an edge, but what is it going to be enough? And with that weight, though, because of how much weight she threw, it was enough.
So now the blank is in order, and we start all over again.
Maybe the fifth end will be the lucky one, and we'll get some rocks in play. Well, so far, not so lucky here over on sheet number 4. Both these two teams have been, how do we want to say, it's very attacking would be the term you can use, or defensive even? I
think a little bit defensive. I think Jill scored her 2 points when she got aggressive and put that corner up, and the other team had a miss. Now, it's still early in the game. There's only a 2-point difference. So I expect you to see Emily come out a little more aggressive this end.
All right, so we'll have to wait and see. So after 4 ends, though, at the 2016 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts, there's another blank to add to that ever-growing total over on the right side of the board. But it still remains 2-0 for Team Brothers over Team Dwyer. But Dwyer has hammer, as we're going to get things going here. And we'd like to remind you, just join in on the conversation with the hashtag NSCurl. Go to nscurls.com to keep up to date on the other ices as well. And if you like, come out to the event as well. We'll be going a lot of great games until Sunday. And both these two teams will be back in action tomorrow at 9 a.m. It will be Dwyer going against McAvoy over on who's playing over on sheet number 3, and Brothers going to be going against Arsenal, and that will be a very tough matchup. So really, none of these matchups you can say are easy wins. You can say with any of these 8 teams, Graham.
Not one. Each team brings a different dynamic, and it's we get some provincial Canadian champions out here on the ice, and other teams that haven't gotten that far in their curling careers, but they're looking to do that, and every one of these teams are quality teams, and you can't count any of them out.
So again, you might be a little bit surprised here. Again, they draw one in, and they're going to go for the takeout here.
Well, she seems to be wanting to play just a really clean game. Sometimes skips go to the last end before they get aggressive, so we'll see what happens as this one plays out.
Maybe they decided with going against Jill Brothers, who, from what I've seen, they do very well with a lot of rocks in play as well. And maybe they don't want to give up a bunch of points. As we're looking over on sheet number 3, for example, you had a quick look, and you have so many rocks in and around the button. They don't want any of those situations.
Yeah, they just want to keep it clean and take their chances as we get closer to the final part of the game.
So they just asked for another takeout, and they're going to do the same thing what Jill Brothers did and put up the corner guard when the free guard zone isn't there. So just put it up and hope for a miss.
And hope for a miss.
Or hope for the Brothers just to say, okay, I'll leave it there.
which is not likely that she's going to.
Well, it's happened, and that's where the deuce came from when.
That's true.
When Dwyer had left the one guard out there. I gotta say, they've thrown so many takeouts here. Do you think maybe they have lost that draw weight?
I don't think so. You know, I mean, the game is different weight shots, and that's why they're good. They're good enough to do have both weights, so they've got a handle on it. They've got their. I noticed they've got their stopwatches out there, and they're keeping an eye on what the times are for draws, and that's part of the game, is being able to adjust back and forth.
All right, so whoa, right out of the hand, and could this be the miss?
I think we have the first miss.
And there is that miss. That one right out of the hands. Whoa. And that one zooms right by the guard. And there's that miss we were talking about. And didn't expect it this so early. So maybe this game will just open up right now with this draw attempt.
It could. No, the other half of getting that miss is making sure that your team can put one in behind that corner.
So we're going to look at Mackenzie Proctor here to try and see if she can draw in and around her guard.
As it comes to the center line, the team is really scrubbing hard.
They're really scrubbing it, making sure they're by the guard. They're by it. It's now getting that nice little finish. Now they know they're by. Okay, let's leave it off.
That was a great shot.
And they're gonna go in and sit for a second shot. And that one is pretty nicely buried, so they're just gonna have to remove that high guard once again, does Team Brothers. This one's hanging out there as well. Is this one going to come back in? I don't know if this one's coming back in either.
No, this one's going to be another miss.
And this one zooms by both of them. 2 misses coming in from Team Brothers there. And that was Joyce with both the misses there. And too much ice?
I think she overthrew both those shots. Just with a little too much weight, and it didn't catch the curl, which they thought it might.
So Team Dwyer is going to look at Proctor for her second throw. Looks like she's going to move the Yellowstone and just sit there and try to sit 2 in the rings.
Looks like she wants to take this one out, sit the 2, and then play the game. And if they can trade back and forth, we'll go into the next end with a tie game.
So our hope of a lot of rocks in play doesn't look like it's going to happen, but we'll get some points, it looks like.
I think there's points.
There's points available with those misses, and that shows little mistakes are key, and we just saw 2 big misses there, and that might lead to some points here for Team Dwyer. But again, there's still many rocks to be thrown in this end. Anything can happen. So I'd say maybe, would they try to hit and roll in behind the blue stone, or would they roll over and keep it on the outside?
I think Jill will try here and try to just nose this and control the 4-foot. If she has to, depending upon if it doesn't curl enough, she could get the roll over. But I think the call is nose hit, and it looks like she's got it right on.
And right as soon as you called it, there you go, Graham. Right on the nose. And Dwyer's going to point right back up on this, and they're just going to keep going up and up the rings until they run out of space.
Yeah. Now Emily's going to get her team to hit that rock and try to go over to the 12-foot, spread them out, sit the 1 and 2, and continue the chess game.
So here comes Bowers. Just an easy clean right now. Now they're jumping on it. Hard on this one.
It's almost up to nose.
Yeah, right on the nose.
A little bit of a roll, but.
So again, Jill's going to point this one, hit, and get back over into the center line.
You notice there, two different skips are indicating two different broom locations for ice. One team has a tendency to throw a little more weight. Jill's team is throwing a little more weight, whereas Emily's team are down weight and she takes a little more ice.
All right, so keep an eye on that one. Again, another nice little nose hit there, and they're still going after that shot stone over on the other side. Just keep an eye, though. You do have Mackenzie's stone over on the left side. That is counting.
This one seems to be staying out a little bit longer than the last.
Yeah, and it's got to come back in.
It's
but
coming
it looks,
up now.
Yeah, but it's going to peel. I don't see the shooter hanging around, and it doesn't hang around, and that's a missed opportunity there for Team Dwyer. Unfortunately, as Bauer's stone doesn't hang around, but you still have to figure out a way how to get that blue one in the house, and that's not an easy one to get to.
No, that's unfortunate that that was a missed opportunity for sure.
So we're taking a look at, okay, coming in, hitting the blue one. Joe pointed out the draw as well. Now, it looks like with that, you think they're trying to draw in behind both blue stones?
Yes, I think that's the game plan. Or if she can get into get a little bit of cover, it'll make Emily's next shot that more interesting.
You can kind of hear there a lot of discussion going on in the other rinks, but you can sort of hear this. They're talking about the times. Talking about the times exact where they want it to start to curl, when do they want to start to sweep, and that tells you the difference with some of those top teams. They'll give them as precise instructions as you can do there.
No question. Timing is all about everything in the game now.
On this one, right out of the hand, though.
As it
hard
crosses center, it really takes off.
Will they get this one by the top guard? Just by, and looks like it might bump over into the second stone. And this one will come just to rest, just touching the 12-foot.
Exactly. Now, I would think.
And that's what I said, we've thrown so many takeouts, figuring out the drawaway might be a little bit more difficult for these teams.
So this is being really aggressive. If Emily comes down, tries to get around that, her own shot rock, she's got a chance for more than 2 points this end. The other shot would be to just split the house, being 1 and 2, and trade stones and take your 2 points to tie the game. But you're getting I think that's what she's ended up deciding, is just to split the house and trade stones to score deuce and even this match up after 5.
Yeah, so it seems to be a plan. Just get a second one in there. Try and see if she can figure out a way, and who knows. We've seen a couple misses so far on this end. We may maybe see another one on the final stones from each skip, and that's what unfortunately happened to Dwyer. She missed a couple of first second stones, and that's what allowed Jones to get a couple points. So it is possible for both teams. But probably a simple draw here for Emily to try and draw in on the other side. Just sit her 2. She's going to leave this one up to the sweepers to take. And when you got 2 strong sweepers like Proctor and Kennedy, they're going to take this one as far as they're willing to take it.
Yeah, they certainly are great sweepers. And she puts it in, splits the house. It's 1 and 2. And
they're flat, too. Pretty much flat, so there's no opportunity to even access both of them. So, you know what? Joe's going to say fair play. Well done.
Yep.
I'm going to hit and stick, and you earned your deuce.
That's what it's all about. So it could probably be a hit and stick to
see if she can at least maybe force a miss from Emily. Or else it's going to be 2 coming in for Team Dwyer. Final shot for Team Brothers. Up by 2. And whoa. Being called there from Murphy.
It's curling up.
Yeah, it's curling. They want to keep the shooter, so they had to wait for that curl there. And they are able to keep it around. They're just going to take a look, figure out which one is shot stone. So in this case, do you really want to hit it so far on the outside, or can you draw? Or would you rather just draw in?
Well, it all depends on who's shot. If Jill's shot, they've got to make a move on it and hit it.
Looks like they think.
I think they think yellow is Jill.
Looks like, from my point of view from here, but again, camera angles can be deceiving.
Yeah.
Because it looks like blue is shot, but again, a simple hit and stick in the rings.
We'll give her 2 points.
Give her 2, yes. And then we'll go into the 5-minute break. And where that will both teams stock some strategy and figure out a game plan for the rest of the game. But here's the final stone here in end number 5. Dwyer trying to hit and stick 4-2.
This rock's really staying out there. It's really going to have to catch the curl. There it goes.
And it's starting to come in, and
there she is.
That tells you how much they know this ice. That it looks so far out there, but once it gets that hog line, it cuts in, and she is able to pick up her deuce. So after 5 ends, we're going to go into the break with a score tied 2-2 between Joe Brothers and Emily Dwyer. You're here tuned in on Bell Line TV1. Martin Ohms joined by Graham Harris. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll join you guys in just a few minutes. Yep. All right, everyone, and welcome back to the 2016 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts here on sheet number 4 of the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're here in end number 6, and what's been a very tight game here between Emily Dwyer and Jill Brothers. It's 2-2 scoreline, as we have had a couple rocks here already in play to start this 6th end here. And if you can believe it, this is more rocks than we've probably had all game so far. Graham?
Yeah, it's the 6th end. We've changed the thought process, and now the game of curling is just about to begin.
So Martin Ohms here, joined by Graham Harris here on this one, and Graham actually has quite a curling resume to to yourself. You had a pretty big event last year here.
Yeah, we had a very successful World Men's Curling Championship last March at the Halifax Scotiabank Centre, and it turned out to be very successful. And it's the first time that we've had a World in Halifax, and we had great attendance, and it was really fun.
And a very high guard is going to be played in by Joyce. And it was an interesting strategy here. So what happened was Dwyer decided to have 2 draws in behind in the back 8 to kind of maybe force brothers to finally put something out in front of them.
Exactly. Now we're going to be into an interesting end.
So it looks like since that guard is so high up, they're just going to choose to ignore this one and come right in, it seems.
I think what she's asked is to come around the guard and right to the face of the shot stone.
Gonna get over and bump this one back. How far can Bowers take it? And it's gonna go all the way for 4th shot, and that was a very nice finesse shot played there from Proctor.
The guard was that long that with the curl that's in the ice, thrown properly with the right ice, you can come to the rock that's buried.
So while Bliss Joyce sets up here, why don't we reintroduce the teams here for the people who are just tuning in during the break here. Graham, who's on this Team Brothers squad that's 2-0 currently on the records?
At skip, we've got Jill Brothers, of course. Mate is Sarah Murphy. Second, Bliss Joyce. And lead is Teri Udle. Their 5th is Jennifer Brine.
So they are currently 2-0. They defeated Pinckney 10-3 and Gamble 8-4. So 2 pretty sizable victories so far, but this one's put them in a little bit of trouble going against this Emily Dwyer team, who is 1-1 so far, and they've done well so far.
Skip Emily Dwyer. Mate is Katrina Bowers. Second is Mackenzie Proctor. And lead is Laura Power.
And they are currently 1 win and 1 loss so far. Their win is against Teresa Brine 7-4, and then they lost to Colleen Jones 8-6. So it's 2 very close games so far in this tournament.
Remembering that this is a round robin, they will try their best to win as many games as they can and get into the page format for the playoffs.
So now as we are doing those introductions right there, all of a sudden it's Team Dwyer sitting 2 right now, and Team Brothers does have the hammer. But it is a possibility of the run back there on those 2 blue stones, and all of a sudden Team Brothers could be sitting 2.
That's correct, and that's what the shot is. That's what it was called. And as we see this rock come up to the center line, it's really curling. She'll get 1.
Yeah, that one just over curled there and gets the rollover, and it's going to go all the way to the outside. And I think that one just over curled there. Graham?
But that rock actually stayed in the house. So Emily is going to look at it and play a hit on it. She does not have last rock, so she will want to make a hit here and at least roll in front of the yellow one. Sweepers are just dusting it. Seems to be their curls. A pick.
So I get the hit and roll over there.
That rock was on the outside all the way down, and hit the hog line, and came over really curled. She gets the roll to the center, but again, they're behind the tee line. And the brothers team, of course, has last rock.
Now they're taking a look at hitting both of them, but do you like coming on top of those two blue stones, Graham?
The game is that close that, if we can get rid of both rocks, we can, keep it close. We don't want something to build up and bite us. So I think she feels more comfortable coming down and trying the double takeout.
Well, they have been playing so many hits so far in this game. They know this ice and where it's going to curl on the takeout opportunities. And this one's staying on the center line, hoping to curl in just a tiny bit more. They'll get one and just bounce off the blue stone and go right around it. So just that one needs to curl just a tiny bit more.
Tiny bit more. She didn't overthrow it. Maybe a little bit too much ice, but she did get half the shot. She got one rock out.
Of course, joining on the conversation with the hashtag NSCurl. Love to hear from you guys on what are your thoughts on the matchup so far. And of course, if you'd like to come out to the event, $5 for a single draw, $25 for an event pass here at the Mayflower Curling Club. So most ices are starting their 6th end now, and you can tune into their scoreboards as well and keep up to date. Graham will give you an update after this end, but you can always tune into nscurls.com and click on the up-to-date scoreboard to figure out what's happening on the other 3 sheets, and will update you what's going on there after this end.
Emily has decided to try to draw around this corner. She's sitting number 1 at the back of the house, so she'd like to get around the corner, above the tee line, and shot rock.
Just nice and easy, making sure there is no double too.
This one's staying out there. I don't know how much cover she'll get from the corner.
And now they're going to take it, and it'll sit just on the top 12. No problems right there.
So she ends up with a guard, guarding her one in the back of the house. She's now 1 and 3.
1 and 3, though, yeah.
Jill will try to hit the front, try to run it back, and get rid of both of them, kill both of them.
Yeah, they're taking a look at it. They thought, oh, yeah, we have a run back. Oh, wait, there's still that very high yellow stone. Okay, so we're going to have to change this up a little bit.
Yeah.
So they just switched which direction they were going in, and now they're going to continue with the run back?
Yes, throw the other turn at it and come down. She wants, again, the first shot is to get rid of the front one and maintain control of the forefoot. So she wants to hit about a little more than 3/4 of the rock, which will propel the front one back to the back one and hopefully split it out.
So here comes that skip. It's Jill Brothers here trying to see if she can
She's going to be
get
close.
the run back. Yeah, it's going to be close, and now they're jumping on it. There's one. There's 2. How far can Murphy take it? Not enough there. And they are able to get 1 away and move the blue stone probably a little bit more probably to the open side, though.
Well, it has. Jill's got the one at the front now, which is kind of controlling the forefoot because she can always use that as a run back. We'll see where Emily decides to put her rock.
They're taking a look at hitting and rolling off their hitting off the yellow there.
Now they're both behind the tee line. Her rock is behind the tee line, being the number 1 rock in this one. Again, I think that she's looking. She wants to keep it close, so doesn't want any big ends to jump up and bite her. So she's saying, "Let's just clear this one."
But she has to keep in mind the shooter has to hang around here. That's vitally important because that yellow stone, I'm pretty sure that's biting on the top of your screen right there.
Most certainly.
And if your shooter rolls around, that's a 2-point end for Jill Brothers all of a sudden. So.
It switches the momentum just like that in one shot. If you don't stay with this one.
So final shot for Team Dwyer. in the sixth end. On and off of it right now.
They'll get on it very shortly because it'll.
Well, it looks like they get a little bit of a rollover as well. And they're going to sit very nicely in behind the guard. I don't see how Brothers can get either of these two, so they're going to have to draw in or hit one of them, but the shot stone they're not going to be able to hit, so
they're just
draw in
just play
the 4 foot.
Straight draw out of the 4 foot.
Yep.
They've just got to get a little bit closer to the 4 foot than what the two back ones are, and they'll take their one. And
huge smile there coming in from Emily Dwyer as she came over to Katrina Bowers there. Very happy. They realized, okay, we played this end. That's what we have to do. We just draw in a couple rocks, put the pressure on them, and Joe Brothers, they've been chasing this entire end.
That's right.
And Dwyer did a great job, and they're forcing Team Brothers to a single, and that's essentially the best case scenario when you don't have the hammer.
No question. Emily could have come around that center guard and really put the pressure on her with her last rock, and if she made that, she could have really had a good chance of scoring.
So got to make sure you get to the 4 foot here.
One sweeper on it.
Now they're both getting on it. That's clean. This one looks good. Yeah, this one's looking great. Might be just a little bit, though. How heavy is it? Wow, I didn't think it was that heavy, but it... Ooh. I don't know now. That one, because it didn't look too heavy.
Yeah, they glide right through.
It just kept gliding, because it looked like it was slowing down once it got to the top, and then it just kept going. I thought that one was beautiful.
Do you remember that each end, everybody's sliding out on that center line and delivering the rocks, so the pebble breaks down there faster. So, is it gliding there a little more than to the left or the right of it? Who knows?
So we'll have to wait and see who's going to set up to start going to figure out who got the point there. And it looks like it was a steal of one.
It's a steal of one.
It was a steal of one for Emily Dwyer against Joe Brothers. So Emily Dwyer takes the lead 3-2. After 6 ends here at the Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts. We were watching Draw 3 action on sheet number 4. Martin Ohms and Graham Harris giving you the commentary here in this game. And that was a big miss on that draw right there. That was just a tiny bit heavy, and they didn't even need a measurement there.
And I think there was a little bit of sweeping by Team Brothers on that. So,
There was some sweeping on that one at the beginning. They were going just a single sweeper, then the easy clean, and they're, wait a second, this one's still going.
Exactly. I want to give you some other sheets, the scores on the other sheets. On sheet 5, Colleen Jones playing Colleen Pickney. It's all tied up game at 2-2, and they're playing in the 6th end. On sheet 3, we've got McAvoy playing Arsenal. Arsenal has a 5-4 lead, and they are playing in the 6th end. And on sheet 2, Teresa Brine is playing Christy Gamble. Teresa Brine has opened up a 5-1 lead, and they are playing in the 6th end.
All right, so there are the updates. Of course, you can go to nscarroll.com and keep up to date with all of the action going on all 4 sheets. As we get things going here, and again, Dwyer choosing to draw in behind the tee line. And this seems to be a strategy that's working, because now Brothers is going to look to play that corner guard in here.
Yeah, I really don't think that she asked for it behind the tee line. I think that she was looking for tee line, or in front. It just ended up so they were a little bit warm. But this has changed the way that they're playing the ends now.
The game has completely changed since they are actually setting up the guards and putting in some rocks in play. And you saw there as Emily Dwyer was just taking a look at the time. Both teams are pretty sufficient with the times. What I've been told, you need about 4 minutes per end, and they have 4 ends to play, and they have both of them more than 16 minutes. So one team's at 20. So,
and this the game sheet that we're calling is well ahead of the other 3 sheets. So time won't be a matter.
It won't be an issue here.
Not so far.
But I won't be surprised though, as the game starts to go near the finish, it will probably slow down quite a bit. I feel.
It's still a close game. Jill's gonna now, because she's one down, she's going to get aggressive and try to score a deuce to to take the lead back.
Hard on the sweep here. Gotta make sure that they hold it, and doing a great job on the sweep there. Able to get one, and the second one, beautiful double takeout, making it look simple.
Teri Udle, that was a great shot by Teri. She's from juniors onward, she's always been a really great curler, and she has great weight control. She doesn't throw it hard, but she's up the stick on most of her shots.
Comes Proctor, gonna go after that Yellowstone that was just thrown. Hard on this one as they want to get a roll on this.
They will get a little, but
and try to carry it over, but Bowers can't take it over too much. So it's just going to be a hit and stick. So it's going to be still open. So that's going to leave Brothers with the opportunity now to hit and roll behind their own guard.
And that's what the call is, of course. They want to get behind their own corner to set this up for multiple points.
Yeah, Team Brothers trying to find a deuce here. Is even though we played 10 ends, we're here at the 7th time. It's starting to tick a little bit here. And that steal of one could prove a difference later on in this game as we have a hit and the roll there. Should pop out the other side, though, on that one.
Just popped out a little bit too much.
So you're hearing them talk across the ice. What kind of weight do they want to do on this one?
I think they found that up weight on this shot, it doesn't curl as much, so that's why they're communicating which weight to throw.
Whoa on this one right now. This one's on the outside of the rock, and it looks like it's going right towards the nose. And it's just going to be a nose hit there coming in from Proctor, and really it's a bit of a tough shot to get over to the inside of those when you're coming so far on the outside and having to come in.
Exactly. The way it curls there, and again, it's all weight control. She wasn't overly. She was probably board plus on that. They were just hoping it would curl another inch so they could get behind that yellow.
And it looks like we might actually get some rocks in play here. They're going to ignore that blue stone. Oh, wait. They're going back to it. They teased me a little bit. They're pointing at the draw, trying to come in, but they had second thoughts there, and they're going to remove that blue stone.
Well, here it goes back, the chess game. It's a 1-point game. Let's keep it close.
That one looks like a great shot, though, coming in from Joyce. Right on the nose as well. And it's going to hang out, though, outside of the rings. So the question is, will they still try to hit and roll in and get back into the rings, or are they just going to draw in behind those two yellow stones?
I would say that she'll try to come around that corner.
Yeah, so they're going to try and draw in here. So big draw coming in here for Katrina Bowers. Both sweepers jumped on it right out of the hand, so it must be that was light, maybe. And this one looks might be starting to dive towards the guard.
As it crosses the center line, this is when it picks up the curl.
And it's really starting to curl right now. Now trying to get the nice little finish, and a great shot there. Put in from Bowers, and
that was
maybe about half of it, maybe about half or maybe a quarter still sticking out, but Bowers did a great job there.
Excellent shot.
Yeah, I think the sweepers thought that was a little bit light coming out of the hands, but then they realized, okay, no, we need this one to curl to get off of it. So that little extra weight helped to curl a little bit further.
one was...
Yeah, that wrecked on their guard there. That one just overcurled right there. And let's see where the yellow one ends up, though. It's going to go all the way out to the far 12-foot, and it'll go out. And that's, again, small little mistake coming in from the brothers team. And that's what we've seen. The Dwyer team played a lot of risks against the Colleen Jones team. Seems like they picked up some tips when they played against Colleen Jones, because they're playing a very Colleen-esque type of game so far.
Yeah, they are. We've seen a few more misses from the brothers team, and seemed to light the flame under the Dwyer team.
And we also want to keep in mind that the second on the Joe Brothers team is actually Jenn Brine, so their fifth is actually playing second right now. Has a nice little hit and a roll over towards the middle. So Team Dwyer will sit 2 once again, and they're putting the pressure on Team Brothers, who have to figure out a way to get out of this mess and see if they can somehow still pick up 2s.
Jill's called for the hit and roll over in front of the Dwyer rock. This one's really curling.
This one's really going. Supers having to do whatever they can to hold this one. Make sure they at least get the nose on this one. And this one will catch the outside of it. And it's going to roll in behind their guard, and really, it's not that bad.
No, it's it stays around, and
it's not the worst case scenarios, and that's and they got to think, okay, what do we have to do here? Remove that guard and roll over, and because that roll actually worked out very nicely for Team Brothers, and that wasn't even part of the plan.
No, it wasn't. That was a bonus, because you could call it a miss, but where the rock ended up, and especially when you have last rock, it's not too bad at all.
So Emily's just trying to see where she draw right up to the Yellowstone. Should come over on the far side. Where should she draw towards?
Well, I think that if she draws down towards that side, the important thing is that she gets number 2 rock. Wherever it ends up, she has to be 1 and 2. And the farther away from each other would be preferred. She wants to draw it up even, so there's no doubles. And that way, she might get out of this end with a point, or with only 1 point scored, so it would be a tie game again.
So that would be key. So this draw is really...
This is an important
This is
draw
a very important draw, yeah. Because that roll just went perfectly for Team Brothers.
Exactly.
Taking her time here is Emily. Make sure she's all set, and here she comes on this shot here. Trying to draw up to the Yellowstone. Make sure she is second shot.
The rock's crossing center, and
it really starts to go, yeah.
There we go. She's got the weight. The sweepers aren't sweeping now. She looks pretty close.
This one will go right next to the Yellowstone. Might have been perfect if it was just a little bit over, I would think, but it's still a good shot nonetheless.
It's a great shot. She's sitting 1 and 2. Just making Jill now will have to. She has to make a play on this rock. She would like probably get a half stone. I don't know if the double's set up.
I don't think so. Not in this circumstance. It is, but that's a very tough double to make. So just getting a hit and a rollover would be nice, but the double's a bonus, I would say.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it'll be Joe Brothers with the hammer, down by 1. Trying to see if she can pick up her 2 here. Still is possible. Right out of the hand again, hard on this one because we know how quickly it starts to break. They really got to hold this one. This one's really going. And a great job from Brine and Udle on the brush there, holding that one in.
That was a great shot. She was going after the double there. She threw the weight for a double, and but the rock broke as soon as it gets off that center line. It just
went off.
Just curls.
And Udle and Brine did a great job just holding it there, making sure they didn't over curl and hit off their own yellow. And then they would have been in serious trouble if that happened.
Exactly. Now we have Emily's team is now going to try to replace the rock that Jill took out. Again, the important thing for
second shot, right?
To be second shot here.
So again, another important draw she's going to have to play up. And again, that little, you can sort of say it was a mistake, but that roll, plan B, sometimes works better than plan A.
Yeah, for sure.
And because I think that plan B worked out perfectly.
I think now, again, she wants to make sure that that she doesn't set up a double. So she wants to be even with her blue rock, although they'll be both behind the tee line, and give Jill an opportunity to draw up 2-1 for 1 point. If she sets up a double here, Jill could score multiple points. Now the sweepers are on this one a little bit earlier than the last one.
And this one's going to break a little bit too. So it might come in behind the two yellow ones, actually. Looks like they want to get this one in behind. And it will come up for the second shot. And the question is, do they want to try the double here? Are they feeling it here? If they go for the double, that will decide the game, in my opinion.
Well, it'll certainly add a few points to the scoreboard for Jill, but she's most definitely looking at playing the double here.
She can go for the draw. She just needs full 4 foot to pick up a single. But she's noticing she gets a double. That's getting 3 points. That's 2 extra points that you could be getting.
Exactly, and that's being aggressive.
I think at this stage, when you're already in the 7th end, you might have to start to be a little bit aggressive and go for it.
That's how teams win games, is being aggressive. I like her chance. She just threw this shot, and she didn't miss it by much. She'll probably throw a little more weight. I think she's got a great opportunity to hit this and score at least 2 and maybe 3.
Yeah, keep in mind both teams do have 2 timeouts, but since both teams have been so quick, they don't really need to utilize them until later, I wouldn't think.
I think the timeouts are...
But they are there.
Yeah.
They're there.
Timeouts are a great thing. These ladies seem to know what shots they're playing, and haven't required to take one of those timeouts as of yet.
So I think they're going for this double here, Graham.
There's no question that she hits this properly, that she could score a 3-pointer.
This is a big one. A lot of weight being thrown in. Jill Brothers, final shot in the 7th end, going against 2, looking for the double. One, and ooh, not enough of the second one. And it's going to be another steal of one for Emily Dwyer.
She missed that only by a hair.
It does so much, so close there. It was by the skin. They just ran over the top of the bluestone. They're just going to have a second look here, but I'm pretty sure it's a steal of one. Yeah, it's a steal of one, and Emily Dwyer will increase her lead now with another steal, 4-2 over Jill Brothers after 7 ends here at the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax, Nova Scotia. You're tuned in on Bell Line TV1. Martin Ohms and Graham Harris to give you the commentary in this game here.
That was unfortunate. She threw that well, just probably over curled right at the last. She had a great opportunity. I mean, that's how you gamble in this. She could have played the drawdown and tied the game up, but she was looking for extra points, and unfortunately it didn't turn out that way for her, and she's down another point.
Yep, and that tells you how close these two teams have been. It's still only a 2-point game. Anything can happen. 3 ends to go, though. So time is running out for Jill Brothers, and see if she can find a way back in this game. But keep in mind, both these two teams are back in action tomorrow. And Dwyer's going to be playing against McAvoy at 9 a.m. And Jill Brothers, right after this one, is going to face Marion Arsenault at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So, again, no sleeping on any of the competition here.
No, this is game after game, draw after draw. And in a round robin, each team wants to win as many games as possible and get into the playoffs. And so this is, this is grueling work for them because, as we've seen, the sweeping, they're really sweeping well, but it does take a toll on you. So playing 2 games a day, it's and when you get into the 3rd and 4th and 5th days, those arms become rubbery.
Yeah, and keep in mind the top 3 teams will make the playoffs. So 2nd and 3rd will play each other, where the first place team gets a bye straight to the finals and single elimination there. So 1 game and you're done. So top 3 though adds an extra. And most people would think, oh, maybe top 4. No, it's top 3. You got it. So really, at 2 or 3 losses, even at 3, you're on the bubble and you might be looking your way out.
Exactly. With the field that we've got here, there's probably going to be 1 team go through undefeated, which means if only one goes through undefeated, they're going to go right to the finals. So then you've only got 2 spots left. So you're certainly 3 losses is the bubble right now, and we'll see how that goes as we progress.
And this one, trying to get this one as a guard, and it will sit in nicely. So as you saw, Joe Brothers changing the plan. They realized, okay, we're 2 down. We need some guards. We need some rocks in play. But this one, I guess it didn't curl enough as a guard, so they're going to go after this bluestone and try to roll it, hit and roll.
Just trying to split the house. If they can get it out.
But again, very aggressive game coming in from Brothers. Just not allowing any rocks in the house here. And she realized once Dwyer got a couple rocks in, she got in trouble. And that's really been the difference. Just one little mistake on, I think it was 1 shot there when they tried to draw in around and hit the guard. That made the difference. And then the other one when they missed the open takeout. And just a couple little misses have been the difference for Team Brothers. And they're hoping to get to this one here. And this one is going to flash right by. And speaking of mistakes, and there's another one there for Team Brothers, and they got to figure out a way to get that composure back right now.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. With the setup in the house now, Emily's got a great opportunity to force again. I want to mention that tonight's draw for the men's East Coast Credit Union Spiel starts at 8 o'clock. Again, as we have in the women, the best men's teams in the province, and there's some great matchups tonight.
Well, look what we're going to be having on sheet number 4. 2 undefeated teams, and Sean Adams versus Stevens. That'll be an incredible game here on sheet number 4.
And both those teams have been in the finals of provincials before, and tune in or come on up, and you're going to see some great curling.
So that one came in a little bit deep, and we'll go right into the Bliss one. So I think they kind of gave the opportunity right back to Team Brothers here.
Yep. Jill's called a hit, nose hit, gets rid of 2. And
so it's going to be up to Brine to try and remove both of those 2. Hard on this one. Able to get 1 in a little bit. That one's going to be a tough Yellowstone if they do want to remove that. So it ends up in a very good position for Team Brothers. So Dwyer realizing, okay, we can't get this one out. Let's put our own stone on top of it.
Exactly. Let's, again, try to control that in front of the house.
And by doing that, that would probably close off that port, too, between the 2 guards. So Team Brothers will have to start to look at other options or start clearing away those guards out in front.
Exactly. And when you're 2 down, she's probably going to look at the other options, the other draw from the other side.
Hard here, you hear them. This one is a little light, so there's the sweepers. Bowers and Kennedy trying to take this one as far as they can, and they did a great job. just making sure they had enough weight, and you can see there's just a deep sigh of relief once they got by.
Again, the adrenaline is keeping them going. That's a hard sweeping team.
Yeah, well, you can see from Team Dwyer, they realize how important these opportunities are coming to them. They realize that they let up a little bit. Team Brothers, they're one of those teams that can come right back at you.
No question. Yeah, they want to shut the door, and they want to keep it closed.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Jill try to remove some of these guards out in front of her. The middle's too clogged up, I think, to get it to have access to it, but maybe they're going to try something, maybe hit off their yellow into the blue?
Yeah, I think
that's a tough
she's
shot to
asking
remove the blue.
For hit onto the, get a half piece of and drive it back onto the blue.
This one has to be a very precise shot. This can work out perfectly.
But if it overcurls,
yep, they're in trouble. So
they should be sweeping.
This one needs to curl just a tiny bit more. Gets it by their guard, and just a little bit of a touch. But since they didn't get enough of it, it bumps everything over towards the center line.
So it really hasn't changed anything.
Maybe it just made it a little bit more difficult to get to.
I think so. Emily's going to put the guard up on the other side.
Yeah, just cut off any area through. So
she's trying to put a mountain up in front because she's got shot stone right now, and make this as difficult as possible for Jill to get to that 4 foot.
Yeah, and I won't be surprised she's going to have to start to remove some guards, and then time will run out, so maybe they'll have to do some angle runs. They have that yellow guard on the right side. Might have to make a play on that later. We'll have to wait and see, but here comes Bowers with her shot. This one will overcurl a little bit, it seems. They might have wanted that a little bit further to the outside. But so they decided once it's overcurling, have that one higher up?
Yeah, drop it, because the more you take that one as it's overcurling, the more it's going to overcurl. So that's why she got them to drop it at the hog line. So Jill's now going to try to clear some of the shrapnel that's out front so she can get a little better, clearer path to the 4 foot.
So Bowers is going to have to throw some big way here, hoping to maybe even get a couple of these blue stones out. And here it comes. Let's see where everything happens. Little bit of dominoes here. And at the end, and that yellow stone goes out, and that's hugely unfortunate for Team Brothers. And both blue stones will corner guards, and that, I think, would probably be one of the worst case scenarios they could have had on that peel.
Well, we've still got Jill's still got a yellow in the house. She's number two. So if you look at the front of the house, the rock on the center line is, although it's Emily's, it still can be promoted onto the yellow to go back on that rock. So
still opportunities, but they would have loved to keep that yellow out in front too.
No question.
So look to Bowers, who will add another guard. But like you said, their Team Brothers does have that single shot second shot rock out there, and maybe try a fancy little run back option to hope for their single. And the right side is still open too for a draw, so
for sure
they have a couple options at least. And one of them is going to be closed off here.
Emily's just trying to close this, and did a great job at that.
No problem there. Yep.
Long guard, but closes this side off. So Jill now can go out and try to remove that guard.
No, it looks like they might be trying that run back now.
Yeah, I think what they'd like to do here is clear the rock that was just thrown by Emily's team to...
I don't know if they're going after that one, Graham. With that ice and where they're positioned, it looks like they... But we'll have to wait and see which one they are going after.
No, they're going after that one.
Yeah, okay.
They're trying to run it back.
And let's see where everything ends up here. We'll clear it up, and nice little play there from Sarah Murphy there, and she'll clear up the middle a little bit at least.
Exactly. So now it's...
Yeah, right away, Bowers is going to say back there. And it looks like both of them like, okay. So right away they're saying, okay, let's put another guard out on top.
Yeah, what they would like to get something on the center line They don't want it too close to the house. Halfway would be a great shot.
And I'm taking a look over. We got some great score lines. It looks like all the sheets have had some. We're having some pretty close games, really, on all 3 other sheets as well. So not just here. It's this one's going to be not just this one here is where it's close.
Exactly. Over in sheet 2, Teresa Brine had a commanding lead as they're playing the 8, and the score now is 5-4.
Yeah, starting to evaporate a little bit. Yeah.
Brine over Gamble. McAvoy and Arsenault all tied up, playing 8 ends.
A big 3-point end there for McAvoy.
And Colleen Jones and Colleen Pickney are at 3 apiece, playing the 8th end.
All singles there.
All singles there.
So that just shows you it's starting to get very competitive here between all these teams. As they're getting they're familiar with the ice, and it's showing you how intense all these teams are and how much quality we have here at this Nova Scotia Scotties tournament.
The guard attempt.
Gotta get that one over on the center line, and is that one enough? Jill's gonna take a look and see if she can find a hole in between the 2 blue stones.
It's a pretty good shot. It's not exactly where she wanted it, but
yeah,
you know what? It's close. That's going to make it very difficult for Jill to get in at hers.
But based on the angle, because you want to hit that yellow on the angle towards the left, so
you're going to have to be awful close to that front blue one coming by to get the overcurl to do that. It's there though.
It's there, but it's not an easy one.
They're just asking their front end just how much it's exposed.
Yeah, that's why it's always advantage to have those players out in the hack taking a look so they can see what you're seeing when you're shooting, and really they have a lot of voices. They can hear each other yell at each other down the ice. What can they see?
Exactly.
Both of them have plenty of time as well on the clock, so no issues there. So no timeout's going to probably be used. So the discussion is, do they want to draw in and get in behind? Talking about a draw here on the right side.
Yeah, that's an option.
Looks like they settled on the draw.
The draw is the call.
Do you like this call, Graham?
It's not a bad call. Timeout.
So it looks like, wait a second, no, timeout. So right before.
They want to confide with the rest of the team and just everybody be on the same page and get their input on what shots should be called. You know, it's very important. They have to. Team has to score here. Another point up on the board for Emily's team, and it's probably would be game over.
Yeah, so they're just about to call the draw, and right away they turn around, look around, no, timeout. Let's talk about this. So they'll talk about their coaches, and we'll just take a couple seconds here while they talk about this timeout. And like I said, you have those couple different options. You have the run back, you have the draw. Do you see anything else there besides those 2 shots?
No. So Jill's got 2 shots left. That last draw, that guard out there, she could play, try to get rid of that, open the path up, and hope for a miss on a future draw by Emily. Or she can play the draw around that guard, which is not a bad call. She puts it on the 4-foot.
Okay, so it looks like they chatted, and it looks
like they might be going to promote their own. See how much ice she takes.
Yeah, just bump up their yellow one.
Yeah, I would think from this ice.
Yeah, because that wouldn't be enough for. So yeah, just hit the yellow one back a little bit. Interesting here.
It is.
It's a tough one, but again, if they're able to make it and hit a shot stone, I don't really see how Dwyer is able to remove it.
No, Dwyer would probably put in another guard.
Or just drawing on top of that. So.
Yeah, or drawing, for sure.
But we'll have to see from this shot here from Jill Brothers. Her first of 2, has the hammer, down by 2 points, so she really needs a deuce here in this end.
So the momentum and the speed of our game has,
as we predicted, it has slowed down quite a bit.
Quite a bit. All the other sheets have almost caught up to this sheet. So
waiting on this one, need to curl a little bit more. This is starting to look very good.
Will it have the legs? That's the problem.
Now it's starting to go. There you go. There's the bump. Isn't it? No, just a tiny bit short.
Yeah,
but a great attempt there. Great attempt.
Great attempt. She needed about 6 inches more weight, or 6 inches more.
And yeah, Dwyer said, nope, I'm not going to give you that up. I'm not going to give you a second chance to do that again. So it looks like she's going to guard up that and block that attempt.
She wants to shut the door on any opportunity to promote those yellows up.
So as it probably will have to be a draw in over on that right side and come in around and get full 4 to pick up a single. And Dwyer will be extremely ecstatic with that.
There's no question. She can limit to a 1 here. That's her game plan.
And you got to give full credit to this young team. They've played very strong. And have they surprised you a little bit?
Oh, for sure. They're again, they got here. They qualified to get here, so we know that they've got talent on the team. But you know what? They're playing very well. For a young team, they're calling a great game, and they've got some great shot makers on the team.
This one has to it, I think. So it's going to come in a little bit deeper.
And that's not going to be bad.
That's not a bad thing. And we'll close up. Most importantly, though, it does close up that hole. So it comes a little bit deeper, but it still closes up the hole. So Jill has no other option. She's going to draw around on the right side.
She has to draw the 4-foot, be full in the 4 to 1.
That's crazy. We were asking for rocks in play. Well, you know what? We got it requested. We had some great strategy sessions here. A lot of rocks in here play, a lot of guards. And at the end of it, it's crazy how you have so many rocks in play, and all of a sudden, it's for 1 point.
You know, it's they were playing pretty of keeping it clean at first, and we didn't know when the switch was going to be turned on, but get a few misses, and then all of a sudden, here we go. We get lots of rocks in play, and that's great curling. The easiest shot. Jill's been pretty precise with draws so far, so she'll have a good chance.
Hard on this one, out of the hands though. Hard for line.
Yeah, it's tight on the line.
Really hard. The sweeper's having to get this one. Can they get it by?
Does she have the legs?
And does it? Maybe a little bump on their own yellow. Does that help? No, it does not.
Another steal.
And it's another steal of 1 for Team Dwyer, and 3 straight steals of 1s, and they've done amazing. And it's 5-2 now for Emily Dwyer over Jill Brothers here at the 2016 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts here at the Mayflower Curling Club. You're here watching Sheet 4 action, and Emily Dwyer, she's in the right now, up by 3, but she doesn't have hammer, so all of a sudden a deuce or a 3-point end for Brothers, and she's finding her way back in the game here, so it's not over yet.
Not over yet. This will be a really important end for Jill Brothers' team. They're going to play. They'll probably play very aggressive. We need to get back in the game.
So the strategy for Dwyer: get rocks in the rings, put pressure on, and then no guards.
That's right. Exactly.
So look at Kennedy here to draw into the house. Keep in mind, Dwyer is coming in with a 1-1 record and 2-0. So if this were to stay the same, Dwyer would advance to 1, Brothers 2-1. So it'd only be 2 undefeated teams left, and Arsenault, who's tied right now, and Jones, who's tied. So if they both drop, we could have no undefeated teams after today. Graham?
Yeah. This surprises me. This call. I would have thought that being down the number of points that Jill is, that she would have set up a a corner.
No, it looks like she is setting up the corner.
Well, she is. Thought the call was for the takeout.
You can never tell. Some of these teams, it's like they can mind read. They just know, put the broom down. Okay. So it makes our job as players much harder because we're supposed to read their minds to be able to figure out what shot they're doing.
Well, she was so far back in the house. She was right next to that blue stone, and whereas if I was in the house, I would have been at the top of the house. But yeah, so that she's got the corner up, and that's what she has to do. She'll put this corner up. They'll draw another one in.
Yeah, you got to draw a second one in here.
And I would think that Jill will go to the other corner on the other side. She's down 3 points. She's got to make the opportunities.
I always like to tell team, don't be light here. I'd rather you be heavy and go to the back than be light in these circumstances.
Correct.
And it looks like they chose to put a center guard here. I'm a little bit surprised by that call, actually. I would think they wouldn't have won anything out there. But maybe they're playing, you know what, we're confident right now. We feel like even though we don't have hammer, we can still put the pressure on and steal another one even.
Yeah, for sure. Now Jill's called, I think, freeze to the one on the 4 foot.
Yeah, they got to start making plays. They need a lot of rocks in play. So we're going to be seeing a very busy ninth end here.
This one doesn't seem to be coming over. He's taking his time. No sweeping.
No sweeping, and this one needs to curl just a tiny bit more, but it looks like it's going to catch the edge of it and maybe roll off. And is that enough for them to get the yellow one? Yeah, they feel like, yeah, let's get it out. Even if we hit our own case scenario here.
No, not at all.
That's why I was a little surprised they threw a center guard there. Might get in their way later in the end. But
well, and it also gives cover for Jill to use against them. So, yeah, you're right. This has got a way to curl. If it doesn't curl, the yellow's going to stick around.
But you got to credit this team, Dwyer here. They've just shot amazingly. Proctor with a very nice finesse one, able to keep both blues on and knock the yellow one out of play. That's a beautiful shot there from Proctor.
That was superb weight. She threw just the perfect weight. They got the curl at the end and punched it out the back, and they're sitting 1-2.
The reality is this team has shot almost perfectly this entire game. They've put their shots in little mistakes here and there coming in, but Team Brothers just haven't been able to capitalize on those mistakes, whereas Team Dwyer has made full use of the Team Brothers mistakes.
I think if you count the mistakes up, I think Brothers team has had a few more than Emily's team, and that's conducive to what's on the scoreboard for now.
Yeah, I feel like the scoreboard's a fair scoreline right now, and we have right now a straight hit on the nose. So Emily will probably see if she can even use her own blue guard and get that rollover and get that undercover.
And that's a possibility.
It looks like Emily's deciding, you know what, I think we have all the confidence and momentum. Let's continue. And that's what I credit. A lot of teams, when they take the lead, they kind of put their gas off the pedal a little bit.
Yeah. It happens.
But it doesn't seem like Team Dwyer is going to be doing that. They get a nice little hit, and they just got a slight roll there, but nice little shot there from Proctor. Again,
the weight on those shots is they're just enough to punch them out the back. They're not overthrowing them. They're curling well.
So I missed this call right here. Are they going to try and draw in another one here?
I was looking at sheet 2. It's tight. I missed the call also.
This one, because it's just with the amount of weight that's being thrown here from Brine, doesn't look like it's sort of a takeout, or if maybe it's just a bump back on the blue stone, if anything.
Well, she seems to be...
Because this one's tight. This one's on the blue stone.
And I mean, the weight, it's really over curling. Yeah, I would have liked to have known what the call there was. She might have been playing the freeze to the front blue one for a future run.
So right now, I would think maybe close off You either add another one in, or you close off that hole in between the 2 high yellow guards. Those are my 2 options. I would say here.
I think you. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, timeout here.
Timeout.
They're gonna have their timeout here. They're not too sure, and you know what? They don't want to give. They don't want to have. It's a hard decision because they're sitting 2 right now. They're in a position, but they're up by 3 already. They don't want to have too many rocks in play, to where brothers can find a way to pull a multiple point end here. So while we wait for this time out here, what's going on the other sheets, Graham?
Sheet 2, Teresa Brine, Christy Gamble. Looks like Teresa just drew in there for 1 point to take a 6-4 lead going in the 9th end.
And we're waiting for a scoreline being put up over on sheet number 3, but that previously was a tie game. Oh, I miss it. Arsenal McAvoy standing in the way, so Arsenal got a deuce over an 8.
So she now leads 8-7 over McAvoy and on sheet 5, Colleen Jones versus Colleen Pinkney. We'll wait for.
Currently it's a 3-3 draw, but we'll have to wait and see. But again, only the 3rd draw, and we already have so many close and exciting games here, Graham.
Well, they're evenly matched teams. They're lots of great talent, but evenly matched, and I think they're all enjoying the ice because it looks really good, and they're all so.
All right, let's see what they decided on. So it looks like they're going to go with my second suggestion, which was to close up that hole there.
Yeah, that's not bad.
They're going to put the pedal on.
Not a bad option. It forces Jill to have to come around to the 4-foot on the other side.
Or start to remove some of these guards.
Well, we're getting
down to it, but really that middle's already closed off.
And we don't have a lot of rocks left. So
that one miss there from Brine is proving to be another difference maker here in this 9th end. Proctor and Kennedy trying to take this one.
Really sweeping hard.
Really sweeping. This one was really light.
They'll get it over and drop it.
Yeah.
Just got it.
So it does its job. I don't see any way of getting in through that hole now, though.
Does the job.
It's a very high guard, but it does the work. And now they're going to have to take a look at some of these angles. Are they able to run back anything, to remove some stuff? Because you can't really peel anymore with so few shots left.
No, and I think that's what Jill's going to do is she'll try to get rid of a couple stones at the front of the house. Peel weight on the front yellow. Just off nose, 3 rocks should disappear. I don't know if they're lined up to run them back in the house, but clearing the path is the first and foremost that she wants to do, is try to open that 4-foot up.
All right, so we know they're going to do a run back of some sort, but you know where all the rocks lies? The only thing that physics. And unfortunately, I play in my club. I play with with my physics professor. So whenever he misses a shot, I make sure I let him know about it. You don't know, and then he gets me back by threatening my grades. So it's a love-hate relationship. But again, anything can happen here. We'll see with Murphy's shot. Where does everything end up?
She's throwing peel weight at this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because you're moving around a ton of stones here. And we'll have to take a look. We'll move away 1 blue stone, and it clears up a little bit. And they added another guard over on the far side.
She'll want to put that rock right back.
Yeah, they're going to put this one right back, yep. And would they want it as tight as it was, or would you rather have it a little bit higher?
I think a little bit higher is, make it more difficult for any run back. The most important thing is to cut that, guard that rock on the 4-foot so there's no path down to it. You're making Jill's team make the big shots, the difficult shots, and that's when you're making those difficult shots, that's when you get misses. They still haven't put the score up on sheet 5, Colleen Jones versus
Yeah,
Colleen.
but you know what? Both of those are senior teams, and for them, they like to take their time. They like to take their time. I've learned that already this morning. They don't care about the score. They know in their heads what the score is.
I think if I see who shot first there, I think Colleen Jones got 1 in the 8th and leads that game by 4-3 score point 9.
So again, Jill's going to have Murphy come in and move around some stones here.
So we're probably going to see some weight on this shot. We want to get rid of some.
All right, so a big weight again thrown from Murphy. Well, let's see where everything bounces around here. Gotta have it curl a little bit just to make sure they do avoid that high guard. And they are able to move some blue stones around and
it's a great shot.
Knock it out of play. So at least a little bit for Team Brothers, and they're starting to jab away.
Now we're down to Skip's Rock, so
yep.
It's this is where I think Emily now is called again. Put the guard up.
Put the guard up. Yeah, they got it. They already went with this plan. They got to keep going. So they put a guard up. The middle's still pretty much closed up, so it's gonna have to be a tap back. I don't really see a draw attempt for a single for Brothers. So they're gonna have to try something here, like a run back to maybe it's 1 or 2.
And this late in the game, they'll be because they've got to score.
Dwyer with her shot, trying to set up that guard. Just a clean right now. This one has it looks like for me it has a little bit of weight to it.
Lots of handle.
Yeah, but it's starting to come down.
It's not curling as much as I thought, but.
And Kennedy's going to try and take it as far as she can. And is it closed off? I don't know. Take a look here, Graham. Would you think that's closed off, that blue stone? Or is there a hole?
I think there's a hole, but it's a small hole. I think she's going to play the tap on the front yellow.
Yeah, tap on the front yellow. She's like, we need 2 here.
That's right.
We can do something. So I'll work out a skip's deuce here.
So that's what her call is come down, tap the front yellow up to the 4-foot, and hopefully be shot stone.
Trying to listen in on the conversation here with Jill and her sweepers as she's describing what she wants from this shot.
This one appears to be over curling.
Yeah, it is. And they're doing as hard as they can to hold it, at least to get some form of a bump. And it's going to give it an awkward bump. And it's not going to be enough for Shotstone, and that one again overcurled, but the middle is a little bit more open, but I won't be surprised if Dwyer's just going to close that one up too.
Yeah, that she can remove the yellow stone.
Yeah, they're taking a look at that. Yeah,
or put the guard out there.
A hit here. Looks like Emily's preferring the hit here, and again, they're doing very well for a team without a hammer. The game has just changed in the second half compared to the first half. What have you seen different from this Dwyer team in the first half of the game compared to the second?
Well, they played a little conservative at first. I think both teams did, but then they capitalized on some misses from the brothers team. And I think their momentum, they just caught fire, and they're really confident. And as they were stealing, and 8th ends, I think that led to their momentum. And, we haven't seen a missed shot on their part in the last 3 ends. So.
Mm-hmm. Reminder, coming up next, though, on the men's tanker jar, we're going to be seeing Adams versus Stevens here. As they're going to get the hit, the shot will bounce around, and will it hang around? No, it won't, so. But again, this
will be an open draw for brothers to
pick up a single.
Try to get back in the game, being down.
Being down 2, yeah.
Down 2. Coming home.
So a little bit of a missed opportunity there from Dwyer.
She could have thrown the guard.
Or if she had hit and stuck around as well.
Well, if she had stuck around. That's the problem with playing the hit. If you don't hit it perfectly, and which she didn't, because I would have thought if she had thrown the guard that the outcome probably would have been they would be shaking hands right about now.
Yep.
Jill puts this in for 1. She's only 2 down. She'll play the 10th, try to steal. It'll be an interesting 10th end. Weight looks good. Sweepers are sweeping it all the way.
Take this one through by the guards, no problem. Let's see where the finish is.
Right to the button.
And there it is. We'll get a piece of that button. So it's going to be a pickup of 1 for Joe Brothers, and she's trying to fight her way back in this game. So it's now 5-3 for Team Dwyer over Team Brothers, and Dwyer will have the hammer coming home in the 10th here on Bellline to TV1. This is Martin Ohms, joined by Graham Harris, watching sheet number 4 at the Curling Club. And again, like we reminded, Adams versus Stevens coming up next here, and sheet number 4 here in the tankard action. That'll be a great matchup. One Graham.
Well, Chad Stevens has his team has played well all year long, but when you get the likes of Murphy, he was he's been to the big game a few times, and it's going to be a superb match. Both great shooters on both sides, and I think both teams at great spots. One of them's going to have a loss after tonight.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Both of them are undefeated coming into that game, so we'll have to wait and see. As we're going to be seeing the center guards being played, and I won't be surprised Dwyer's just going to shoot this one through. Don't want any rocks even in play, or will you even draw one in, even into the house?
That's unfortunate.
What happened there, Graham?
That
was looking good, and what happened?
Once you're down by 3 points and you lose that positive, feel. Sometimes you're not in there mentally, and I think that's what happened there with Teri. She just, she had to get that over the hog line in order to steal 2 points. You've got to have as many rocks in play, and quite frankly, all rocks in play and out front. I guarantee you, she will not miss 2 in a row like that. Especially with the 4-rock rule.
Definitely, yeah. Sometimes you play in the 5-rock rule, so you might be a little bit okay, but here with 4, you got less of a chance.
I find that the ladies don't play the tick shot as much as the men do, so by having that 4-rock rule, it's very important.
And this one, again, this one's very close, just getting over that hog line.
Just getting over, but it's over.
It's over, and that's the important part. Oh, Dwyer's trying to think, do we throw this one through a second time, or do we do something different, or do we draw this one in, or do they play what is being termed from Rachel Homenstein, the Weagle here?
Yeah, this will be interesting. I'm thinking she's throwing it through.
Now both sweepers are following it.
Looks like she might play in the tick.
No, this one's way too far on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's just going in right in through.
You know what? That's not a... Tried the tick. Didn't get there, but importantly, she got rid of it. She didn't want the rock in the house.
Yeah, when you're there, like I said, you always want to be heavy. You don't want to ever come up light on these situations.
Right.
So it'll probably be another central guard being played, or do you think they realize, you know what, we missed one opportunity, we have to draw in right now?
She's going to be happy with either, but I would assume that she'd like to get another guard halfway to the house.
Maybe, yeah.
Center line guard. She probably would like that over a little bit more, curl a little bit more, but that's...
Yeah, and Jones picked up a steal of 1 in 9. That's a huge steal in what's been a very tight game. So she's up by 2 coming home without the hammer.
Every one of those ends are all singles in that game, and just goes to show you that they're playing a great game, keeping it really close.
So starting to remove these guards are Team Dwyer. Not going to let any stones stay in play. And try to run out Team Brothers out of stones. So no problem right there from Proctor. She's one of those who can throw a really heavy weight.
Yep.
And she has no problems there.
She's got that, she can control her weight and throw the heavy weight. And yeah, nice throw.
Line looks good, they're saying. And this one will be a nice little high guard there. And right away, Dwyer's just say, okay, let's go right back and peel this one away. And they're actually going to peel the one out right on the center line, not the higher one.
Well, that's, either stone. Just get rid of rocks now.
Hard right out of the hand. They don't want to hit nose. And this one might hit that nose. So there they go. That one they try to see once they realized they were going to get on the weights to see if it would overcurl, and they didn't.
Now the game's on.
Now the game's on. Now we draw.
Yeah. Jill's going to try to put this right into the 4-foot area. Wants to keep it in the front of the tee line, undercover. They can sink this one. She'll still be in this game.
Again, we'd like to thank everyone who's tuned in, though, online on Beltline TV1. And of course, before we wrap up things, I'd like to thank Graham, of course, for coming on. How did you enjoy your first time on here? Feels normal? You're starting to get used to it?
Yeah, starting to get used to it. It was fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. Great to watch some great curling, too.
Yeah, definitely can't complain. It was a great game we had here. It was a very tight affair at the beginning. We thought we'd never see any points happening at first, and then after the break, we got exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to get this one around. Now they're by. Now how far can they get it? They got to take this one.
That's not a bad stone.
Not a bad one, but it's still. You know what, Dwyer? I would. Not, yeah, they looks like they will be able to see enough of that to peel it away.
Yeah, they can see half that stone.
Or do they want to just get rid of their own stone?
I would suggest that they would try to get rid of the top blue one. Remembering they have last rock, they don't want anything out front. They want to clear the path to the 4-foot.
Yeah, they want everything down the middle. And we had C over on sheet number 2, and they're coming down. So I'm guessing that Brine won that game.
Yes, Brine. She was up 9-4. No, she scored 3 in the 9th.
And that's a steal of 3, too.
Yeah.
So Brine picking up the victory there against Christy Gamble. So 3 games still left to go here, and all of them are coming home at this time. And if I look over, is that another 3 spot for McAvoy against Arsenal?
You've seen that.
It's a 10-9 game for McAvoy against Arsenal. Incredible.
That's almost a football game.
Yeah, we're getting there.
This rock is coming in nicely. Jill just wants to get some cover on the one that's in the house.
Yep. And almost getting there.
Yeah,
it will do its job, though.
It'll do its job again.
And to be extra Canadian for 10-9, we could say it was a lacrosse game.
The Emily now is going to again take that guard off.
She knows at one important time, Jill's going to have to draw in and get a second one in there if they want to tie the game up. So she's perfectly fine with just knocking these away. Nice little peel there. And peel shots are shots that look so simple, but really truly difficult. And if you miss, there's no going back, as we saw.
That's for sure. This Dwyer team is executing every shot. I think we have a timeout called.
Yeah, Team Brothers is going to use their second timeout here. They want to talk about, should we draw in now maybe, or should we add another guard? It's more pretty much deciding when they should do it.
Well, there's skips rocks left. Tapping that front yellow up into the 4-foot is one call. Guard out front is the call.
They're going to talk things over.
I think their coach has gone out to talk with them and give them some advice. And
so what do you think? Would you still add another guard, or do you really think this is the time you got to come in?
It's Jill's got control over draw weight. We saw it in the last end. She threw one right down to the button to take her one. My thoughts, put the guard out front again.
Because you have 2 shots left, though. Keep that in mind.
Well, if you come in now, if you tap that, you one up is the only other shot. Tap it up and try to get a cover from the long guard. That's a shot.
I like that one, actually. I like the tap there. But they're going to draw in behind their high guard, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like a straight draw. Now what that does is, she'll have 2 rocks in the house, and if she ever get a miss from the Dwyer team on their shot.
If there's a miss, this could get extremely fascinating here over on sheet number 4 as Team Brothers find something, maybe some hair out on the ice. They're cleaning up a little patch there, right outside, just past the hog line. So it's skip shots now. Team Brothers down by 2, trying to figure out a way to steal 2 and force this one to an extra end. We've seen a couple extra end games already here in this tournament on both men's and women's side. So, well, mostly the men's side, but it's possible.
It's possible. I know it plays havoc with the ice makers because they want to get up and
they want to keep the schedule, yeah.
Get the ice prepared for the next draw. Coming down the sweeping.
Looks like they're playing what you like to call it.
Yeah,
you were calling that tap. Yeah, there's the tap right there.
Not a bad shot.
That's a great shot there, and it does get there. Have them to sit 2. And it looks like Dwyer knew exactly what she was going to call. And just trying to figure out which angle does she want to hit. Because if she runs this back and removes both of them,
game's over.
Game's over.
The key to this is to get the front one.
Yeah.
And try to roll away, not just to nose hit and jam the front yellow back on the yellow. They would like to roll away.
Oh, they're coming down as well, and they're going to use their second timeout now. So no timeouts left for either team, as they're both around 3 minutes left on thinking time on their clock. So both of them still can go grab some popcorn up here, come back out there on the ice, eat some of it, drink some water, then take their shot, and we'll still be good.
I don't think they do that. But
there's no parking meters outside. No, they don't have to check up on any of those.
This is just settle the nerves, call the right shot, take your time.
Take their time.
Take a breather, and that's why these timeouts are so important late in the game.
So I'm saying, trying to think though, should we try the run back now? But if you're only getting one, you're keeping top. So
that's the reason that run back executed perfectly. It's the right shot, but it's a tough shot. So hit the front one, roll away. What's Jill going to do? She's going to try to replace the front one, and it's going to be wide open. So you hit it again. So keep it simple.
Keep it simple, exactly. So they're hitting the yellow one. We'll see what kind of weight they're going to be throwing here, and which direction it's going to be thrown. But all right, so an important shot here for Emily. The difference in this game has been those couple stolen singles, 3 stolen singles actually.
They're sweeping it,
and they're sweeping right out of the hand. This one's really going. It's over curled there, and they got to make sure they hold it just to get enough of it. And uh oh.
The game is on.
The game is on. And that one just kept going. They tried to hold it. They did everything they could, but they couldn't do it. And right now, this game just got really fascinating. Final shot here for Jill, and she doesn't have any timeouts left, so they're going to have to decide amongst the 4 of them on what shot they're going to be playing here.
They've got just under 3 minutes. They get lots of time. They want to really make sure they know where to put this rock.
And I don't think they were expecting that even themselves, because usually you would have had a plan. No, I think they just assumed, okay, she's going to hit one of them, and we're just going to do the same shot and hope for the best.
I think maybe she underthrew it.
Yeah.
She could have thrown a little bit more weight. That really curled. That really surprised them. So.
So it looks like they're just going to draw in through. And talk to me, if they do draw one in and it goes over on the right side there, what options does Emily have to cut it down to 1 or get her point?
Well, it depends where this rock ends up, but the question that Emily could possibly have a draw. She's got the draw down to the shot rock on this side.
Okay.
So
there's some options.
There's some options.
See where Joe Brothers, but she picked up a lifeline here and see if she can get her way back in this game.
So remembering Jill's going to be touching the rings with this rock.
She's already sitting the necessary 2, looking to add a 3rd here. Hard on the line here. Got to make sure they get by the high guard. They really got to go, and they're by. They're fine. Good. Now for the finish.
It's a great shot.
It's a good shot. Maybe it just goes in just a little bit behind the tee. But it's going to be a 4-second shot, and
so I would assume that
they're going to follow this one down.
Follow the one down.
Follow the rock down. They would have liked to have that one above the tee line on that one. But they had to sweep that one to get it by the guard.
They were a little bit anxious on the sweep room. room when it came by the guard.
Yep.
They had some room, but when you're in this 10th end and you got to get by, you got to make sure. So they erred on that, and it worked out. They're sitting 3 in the house. Crazier things have happened.
Yep, crazier things.
So she's just playing the ice to come down, sit on the forefoot, and record the victory.
A final shot here in the take 2. Drawing against 3 yellow stones, though, is Emily Dwyer.
They're starting to really sweep it now. It's still starting to grind in.
Oh, this one is really, the weight's starting to come down a little bit. They got to take this one. They really got to go. They really got to go here. They really got. Is it too late? And it's a steal of 2.
So we have an extra.
We're going to an extra here. Can you believe it? We didn't think that was possible, but we are going to an extra end here. And Joe Brothers has figured out a way to steal 2 here in 10.
To get back into the game.
Yeah, unbelievable here. You're tuned in 16 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts on sheet number 4, and we're going to an extra end here on this amazing game between Dwyer and Brothers.
As we await the extra end on sheet 4, just going to go over to sheet G.
Yep.
Marianne Arsenault has just thrown a draw into the forefoot.
So, McAvoy's going to use their timeout. And looking over on sheet number 5, what's happening over there on sheet number 5?
Sheet number 5, Colleen Jones has got a 5-3 lead. They're into Skips Rocks. Colleen Pickney is line 2, if I...
Yeah, they're sitting 2 right now and looking at the 3rd. So they're in a pretty good position themselves.
And they do have lost rocks, so...
But again, don't go anywhere, though. And a little bit of a short break. The ice makers are not too happy. Yeah. And they're gonna have to wait a little bit before getting the ice ready for the 8 o'clock draw here for the men's. But we're going to see Adams versus Stevens over here on sheet number 4. Women are back in action. They're going to have to get a nice little rest, and they're back in action tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Dwyer's going to be going against McAvoy, and Arsenault is going to be going against Joe Brothers. And we'll have to see how this end will go out. This game's tied. Dwyer does have hammer. She's going to do everything she can. What happened? Where did that all go wrong, really? I think it was those final 2 shots for Dwyer.
Yeah, the last shot that she threw, baby underthrew it a little bit.
And then the peel attempt.
Yeah. Maybe that was underthrown. Well, curling,
It's a funny game, exactly.
It's never over till it's over, and here we're going into extra ends.
We're going one more. You know what they decided? They just enjoy us so much they couldn't get rid of us.
Couldn't get rid of us.
So what is the game plan here, really, in an extra end for both the teams? So, of course, Brothers wants rocks in play, but Dwyer wants anything but that, really.
That's right. This is going to be cat and mouse. They're trying to keep that forefoot open is going to be the key for Emily.
So just make clocks are all set up. So 4:30 for each team. Colleen Jones with a great shot over on sheet number 5, going against the 3. So she's sitting 1 now all of a sudden.
With 1 rock to come.
Yep. Crazy run back that Colleen Pickney's going to have to throw. Here, as we have handshakes over.
On sheet 3, Marianne Arsenault threw a draw to pick up 2 to win in 10 ends.
So she picked up the required deuce she needed to win the game, down by 1.
Final score 11-10.
Unbelievable. So we get the hard guard being placed in by Team Brothers. And if you're Team Dwyer, do you just throw this one through?
I think they're trying to throw.
Or draw it in.
They're trying to throw the.
Oh, they're doing the tick.
Tick. That's not going to be a tick. It's actually going to put it into the house.
How much weight does it have to it, though?
There it is, in the house.
It's in the house, but is it going to go out the other side?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going out. It's going out, so they're going
to... Yeah, just went out.
And that's a very, very difficult shot, and you see only those top teams, like, for example, Weagle, being able to pull off a shot like that. A lot of people have been trying it, but it's a shot, even a lot of the top men's teams, they've been struggling. Even
yeah,
we watched Andrew Gibson on the Sean Adams try. He missed it both times when he tried it.
It's a tough shot. It's the shot you have to play.
So by doing that, what exactly does that tick? What's the point of that one?
Well, it keeps that 4 foot open.
And puts the rocks on the sides.
Exactly. And on sheet 5, we've got a final. Colleen Jones has defeated Colleen Pinckney in 10 ends. It was 6-3 final score.
So look at the 3-0, Colleen Jones.
Going at it.
So it's a possibility too. Don't ever count out Colleen.
No, for sure.
So second guard's being played. Not the usual straight line guards. So a little bit of a what you call Christmas tree.
Christmas tree.
So it looks like they might just draw one in now. Get this one over to the button. As we're in the background, if you're wondering what the noise is, you're hearing the background of the ice cleaning machine.
So the ice makers have
started
because they have to get ready for the 8 o'clock draw. They do a complete shave. They get rid of all the pebble that's on the ice, and they'll re-pebble, and then they'll clip it and get it ready, and that's what championship ice is all about.
So that draw came up a lot short there. They probably would have liked that a little bit deeper. So it looks like this this one's going to be an interesting one.
Oh, for sure.
So this one's going to come in, and this one looks to be light as well.
Yeah, so you know what? That's what's happening. The ice is fudging.
The ice has changed
a little bit, and they're not adjusting to the weight.
No, they haven't adjusted their weight yet, so we're going to have a lot of rocks in front, so you're going to have to start removing some of these stones out front.
A lot of people say that the rest of the teams from the different sheets vacate and leave the ice, that sometimes the ice gets a tad heavier, and you know, quite evident that that might be a possibility here, because we've only got one sheet out there in this extra end, and both those last 2 rocks were probably underthrown.
Oh, Proctor's coming in with a tough weight here, trying to see if she can knock away a couple of the stones at least. And she's just going to hit off the top one, and that's it, just a peel on the top.
So Jill's now going to, again, try to come around that.
Just going to, try and draw in again.
Guard. But they should know the weight here. They just threw one, and it was a little bit light, so they'll adjust their weights. I noticed Teri Udle is using that clock, trying to get a time. This one isn't curling yet.
No, but we know it starts to break around that hog, but that one's just, again, as the pebble's starting to wear down, it changes, and
there they go.
And it's starting to go now, but did they wait a little bit too long?
Well, they want to get some cover, and
they get a piece.
They get a piece.
They get a piece. So yeah, just get away that one on the top now. Just work their way down.
Yep, try to get that opened up.
Hard on this one. This one's really starting to go, and this one's turning into a run back.
I don't think it's going to get that. Almost.
Almost. Getting my hopes up a little bit, you know.
So Jill's called for another rock out front.
Yep, got to replace the one that was just taken away. And she's, if I was Jill, I'd say she's pretty much a little bit happier with the way it's going right now. A lot of rocks out in front, and she's got one in the rings. It's a decent position.
That's right. She's
the middle's closed off.
She's happy. So.
And you're gonna have to draw around on the outsides of the sheet, and those are usually very frosty. You never know what's gonna happen on.
This one seems to be out there.
It's really out there. They gotta wait for this one to come back in, but they're just gonna take it now because they realize it's left. They're gonna have to try and take it back as far as they can.
It really curled. They swept that well. They could almost all cover on that.
Yeah, Brine and Udle on the sweep. They're doing a great job. And wouldn't be surprised if they're just gonna have to peel away that top one again, though. Just as we're on the made stones here. Katrina Bowers here on her shot. Hard right out of the hands. That's not the best thing to always hear.
It's got enough weight. I think with the sweeping, they're going to get the job done.
There you go. Gets the peel. Make sure the shooter rolls away. And they're trying to take it as far as they can. And it goes out to the outside, so it shouldn't really be useful there.
It's not going to be useful there. So now either you go in or you put another one up.
And they're going to have Murphy put one more up. And maybe they'll try to change something up, or maybe tap in their brothers comes in to shoot her rocks. I would think that would be the strategy. Right, Graham?
I think so.
This one's looking almost exactly a car shot.
Same path.
Same path, same weight out. It looks like even. And the sweepers are doing what they can to take this one. This one will end up much higher than the previous one, actually. And if I was a Dwyer, I would ignore that one and go after the one in the house here now.
Well, you know, that's why she's up there and we're in here.
We're in here. Again,
she wants.
I'm from Ontario. I'm impatient.
she wants to clean the, keep that open.
Hard right out of the hand.
Yeah, this could be a nose.
And no, it's just gonna go off, but the shooter might hang around on the outside.
So now Jill's gonna have to come in. She'll come through the behind the blue rock. And I think have another timeout.
Yeah, we have the timeout here being called by Team Brothers. They're going to use their one extra end timeout. So at this time, make sure you join in. Let us know what you're thinking about the game with the hashtag #Curls. Go to nscurl.com to figure out the up-to-date scoreboard. And if you want to come in to watch any of these games, what do we have to do, Graham?
Mayflower Curling Club on Monahan Drive in Halifax. The event, the ticket price per draw is $5. You can buy a day pass for $10. And there's a full event pass also.
And that's $25. Great deal.
Great deals. Lots of games. Championship, the page system is being used. 3-team playoff after the round robin. There's all kinds of curling left this week, and it's great to watch it on computer. But it's also great to see live. So lots of seats.
Yeah, a lot of it. Well, actually, you know what? Come early if you do.
Yeah, true enough.
I don't know. There's not many seats. I see a lot of people standing around. I wouldn't say there's that many seats left.
And if you want to brave the coolness of the ice shed, there's all kinds set up in the ice shed to watch, and it's a different.
We saw in the even draw yesterday, a bunch of people brought blankets, coats, and they're all huddled together, sitting on the chairs out there.
Yeah.
And that's the best view. I would prefer to sit out there. You get to see everything.
Well, and you get to feel and look
You
at the
get
game.
to feel, literally, you feel in your hands.
Yeah, for sure.
So as we're down to the skip stones here, we'll see what Jill Brothers has to do. She's battled her way back, down by 3. And the final 2 ends, managed to get those 3 points she needed to bring this to an extra end. Line's good, the sweepers are saying.
Trying to bring this in through the port, or I guess they're actually trying to raise theirs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I like that call.
With that ice.
I like that call.
Great call. This is a nice shot.
Yeah, just how much do they tap it back? Not too heavy. Stay above the beautiful. Beautiful. I like that shot there from Jill. So Dwyer again, if you can imagine, she's in some trouble again here. Yep. Seems like the team who has the hammer seems to be in more pressure than the team without the hammer this whole game.
I think it goes back to that 4-rock rule where missed ticks and rocks out front. That dictates how these last few ends have unfolded.
So Emily's just deciding, what do I want to leave myself with? And she feels confident. She put the broom down and she just went down. She put her head down and went.
Yeah.
And you see Katrina's still standing there. Didn't even put the broom down.
So she
and now she will, yeah.
Play on the front yellow.
Yeah, but that's confidence right there. You know exactly what you want to do. Put the broom down and go.
And she knows what happened last end. Kind of underthrew a couple of her shots. So I got a funny feeling with the ice that she's going to really throw this one.
Yeah, she's throwing a lot of weight here. And they're going to sweep it right out of her hand here.
Yeah, they should be off of that. They wanted to get...
See.
Wow, she just missed bringing it back into the second one.
Yeah, she just missed that one. So what Jill's probably strategy is just to play, I would say maybe play that same shot, just guard it up and...
Well, I think here she should try to give half cover to her rock and half cover the button off.
Yeah.
And really force Emily into a real tough
job. What does Emily really have? Maybe she can bump up the blue one. That'll be a very tough one to bump up.
Well, if she puts if Jill puts a guard on, and if it's tight, she'll still have a run back, which would mean we'd go to another extra end.
Can you believe it?
If she made it.
If she makes it though, and if that does happen, yeah, we would have another extra end.
I think she'll try to Christmas tree this one by just getting a little blocking the draw to the button and giving the stone that's shot half cover sort of thing.
So final shot here for Jill Brothers coming from the Mayflower Curling Club. Trying to see if she can close off the hole to allow Emily Dwyer to get to the button. Whoa on this one. This one has a little bit, this one's a little more weight, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be curling. Here it comes now.
Hard now.
She's got it completely covered.
And exactly what you said, Christmas tree right there.
Yeah.
Covers off enough for both and timeout them for Team Dwyer, so they're going to talk things through on their final shot. So what are the different options? They could try a double run back that you mentioned. Do they have any draw options? Not really.
I don't think you can get in and shot on the other side, so I don't think the ports are to the...
They do have that one blue stone out in front that they can use.
Yep.
The blue stone over on the bottom right of your screen, that is not really that useful, but if they want to get really creative, they can angle off of that one. So I'm gonna chat with their coach about this shot here. Let's see what he's thinking here. So that's the situation facing them. So you do see that one in the middle, that bluestone, and you could tap that one up. Or you can somehow get in. If you want to draw it, you're going to have to draw it in through that hole. Very small hole between the two, the yellow and the blue stones.
There's passage through there, but with the curl towards the center, that would be a pretty good shot to get through.
Well, you know what? If I'm Jill Brothers, I said I did my job, and if Dwyer gets her point here, she earned it.
Yep, no question.
I wouldn't even be upset. But could you believe we'd be at this stage a couple ends ago?
Well, the first 4 ends we were watching a pretty close game, and I guess it got a little away with one team through 6, 7, and 8, but now we're right back to, one.
And they don't even. I'm trying to think. Do they even look confident in the decision they made?
Well, they brought their coach out, and I'm sure he had some input.
And it looks like they're going to try it.
They're trying the run back.
Here it goes. A big shot here for Emily Dwyer. Has to be able to remove both of them. She can't leave. She can't bump up the yellow one onto the nose and keep that around. And if she does that, we go to another extra end, Graham. Exciting.
Those ice makers over there.
Those ice makers are they're. I don't know if we can get a shot of them, but they're all just standing on the edge, just looking. They're ready to get out there. Final shot in the extra end. Emily Dwyer. Just gotta curl a little. Needs to curl. Nope. It's not gonna get it.
So final score.
So it's gonna be Jill Brothers has pulled off the comeback, and it'll be the final score 6-5 for Jill Brothers. She'll advance to 3-0 on the standings. And Dwyer will drop to 1 and 2, and can you believe it? Dwyer, the way they're playing, they don't really deserve to be 1 and 2. I wouldn't say.
No, they're two good teams played today, and that could have went either way. A few key shots during those middle ends, 7 and 8, could have went either way. But an extra end. I think everybody got their money's worth.
Everyone did get their money's worth, and thank you everyone who's tuned in for the Scotties here at the Mayflower Curling Club on Bellaline TV1. I'd like to thank Graham Harris, of course, for joining me on the air. Thank you very much, Graham.
Thanks, Martin.
This has been Martin Ohms here, and until next time, don't go anywhere though. Less than an hour, we got the men's tank reduction, Adams versus Stevens. And until then, we'll see you guys later.